What a day in South Florida. First things first, gotta say it. Congratulations, Dwyane Wade, going in to the Basketball Hall of Fame, 8 o'clock tonight. The true Mr. 305 going to be inducted. My cousin Vladimir Louison is with myself. That didn't come out correct. Nonetheless, Vladimir Louison and I am Dan Day at Dan Day Radio at Vlad 2078. Woo! Lot going on, but once again, got to give kudos to one Dwyane Wade. He is in to the Basketball Hall of Fame starting at 8 o'clock tonight. One of the great classes of all time. You got to think you got Dwyane Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, Tony Parker, and Pau Gasol. All of them champions, all of them very deserving in their own right. So that's the good. Let's look a little bit at the bad. Dolphins last night. There's some good and some bad. Now, it's not a total just death sentence. They did lose 19-3 to the Atlanta Falcons. But they went 0 for 3 in the red zone. They didn't play a lot of their starters. Atlanta had their third string quarterback in the whole game. What are you going to do about that? Nonetheless, we're going to get into all that throughout the day, kind of figure out what's going on with the Dolphins. Is it something to worry about? Is it not something to worry about? We'll see. Lionel Messi just keeps going. He's like the Energizer Bunny, Vlad. He just keeps going and going and going and going. And
I guess he's not here just for the money there, Dan.
Not here for the money. Here for the game. Inter Miami, the best club team in CONCACAF. There was a time when you told me Charlotte is absolutely terrible. What do you think is going to happen tonight? I'd say, ooh, I hope Inter Miami wins. Last night I walked in there, basically took my shirt off and said, we got this. Let's whoop this team. Let's go. There was ever a doubt, Vlad? No, that we were going to beat Charlotte last night. Just knew it. You just knew it. And by the way, they won 4-0. Easy business. Messi scores late in the game because he said, oh, yeah, let me give the people what they came for. Let me go ahead and knock one in real quick and get that 4-0. Let everybody know what's happening. 305-567-0560, the number to call or text in. Oh, Vlad,
a lot of things going on.
I'm not finished. That's what I'm saying. The Yankees are in town. Big crowd last night. You're wearing your Yankees hat if you're watching right now on YouTube Live or the Twitch page, 560 WQAM. Yankees put it on the, I'm going to say, struggling Marlins. I'm going to be nice.
You know, what's so frustrating about the Marlins and the Yankees as well. The Marlins had 2 good victories in Cincinnati. So you thought, all right, coming into this series, it's a big series for both teams. Both teams are trying to make the wild card in their respective leagues. Marlins, you're honoring your 20-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary of the 2003 World Series championship team, and then just it wasn't it.
Go out there, make something happen.
It wasn't it. Yankees jumped on them early.
Yeah, Jesus Luzardo, not beautiful.
No, Volpe hit a 3-run jack, and then Aaron Judge hit one.
Whoo! It's still going, I heard.
It's in Cutler Bay right now.
I think it's still going.
I think, yeah, but it was a big win. Happy for the Yanks, but that was I wanted the Marlins to compete a little better, and they didn't.
So we got a lot of Dolphins to break down, a little bit of Marlins to break down, some Inter Miami happening. Of course, preseason going to continue on today. You had some Thursday night action, had some Friday night action. You're going to have action the next 2 days. Got the Canes. They're actually getting some practice scrimmage. We're talking scrimmage. Season's getting close. Football is basically here. We're going to get into that and so much more. Of course, let me remind you, Dwyane Wade going into the Basketball Hall of Fame tonight. You can watch it on NBA TV at 8 o'clock. If it was anything like Zach Thomas's induction, going to be absolutely memorable, maybe even a tearjerker.
Oh, there's going to be some tears.
There are going to be some tears, man. Dwyane Wade, our favorite son here in South Florida. Here's what we're going to do now before we get into the headlines. Let's put it together. Everything,
hold on,
for the most part, maybe not everything, but for the most part, everything that we can air for the most part. What happened here in the sports world in South Florida. Put some music behind it. Put some highlights. Put some sound. Put some love. Put some effort. Put some fun. Put it all together in the montage.
Joseph Martinez standing over the ball at midfield. The blue-clad Charlotte FC defending the goal towards the right. Inter Miami dressed all in pink. Bill Shane, Thomas Rongen, Fernando Fiori, and oh yeah, Lionel Messi.
Come on, y'all, let's take a ride. Don't you say a word, just get inside.
The Miami Marlins are 60-56, and they currently hold that third and final wild card spot in the National League. The New York Yankees, it's a much different story. They're 5 games back in the American League wild card picture. They've got about a month and a half to turn their season around.
Jesus Luzardo continues to really impress throughout the course of this season. He enters his 24th game of the season. Marlins 15-8 when he takes the ball.
And I know that I can bring it. If you can't take the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. We on a mission.
Martinez, right heel touching the 18, inside the box, straight on with Kalina. The whistle, the lean back to his right, drives it into the corner with Kalina diving the other way. Goal for Inter Miami.
Swung on and hit high in the air at dead center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Away back in dead center. Hitting the grass and that is protection. A Judgian blast. Here he comes. All rise. Here comes the judge.
All right, you know, I want to know how far that was. 464 feet.
You know, I feel like every game I go into, I'm always nervous. I just take for me to get tackled, you know, for all the nerves to go away. So it's just natural though. So if you ain't nervous, that means like you're not ready. So.
If the goal is, average, then I was super pumped.
Campana squares. No, perfect. Messi! He's done it again. And Leo Campana with a silver-plated service.
Inter Miami! Messi! Campana! Messi!
And the 3-2. Ripped into center field. Bader's there, puts it away, and the Yankees win 9-4, much needed. They did it with an opener, they did it with power, and they win the first game of this 3-game set.
And the final whistle from Ismail Elfaf. Lionel Messi with the cherry on top of a 4-0 showdown against Charlotte.
Yesterday at the Dolphins game, the question going around for everyone that was tailgating, that was in the press box, that was in the crowd, will Messi outscore the Dolphins? That answer? No. Messi only got 1 goal. The Dolphins scored 3. Will the Marlins outscore the Dolphins? Vlad?
Yes. Pitching today for the Yankees.
No, I'm talking about last
night.
Last night. Yes.
Yes, they did. Barely.
They're a baseball team.
Barely. By 1
Come
run.
on, Vlad. They're a baseball team. Oh, man. So barely 4. Dolphins, 3. Will the ball boys for the Miami Hurricanes at the scrimmage? No, I'm just joking. It was lackluster, but I will say this about the Dolphins game, Vlad. It was a very, very hard 3 points, and it was an extremely, extremely soft 19 points from the Atlanta Falcons. Does that make you feel any better at all? I watched the entire game.
Man, I didn't give 2 rat's ass about what's going on in the preseason. None of the starters were playing. You just wanted to see who. Man,
I'm just saying.
Who cares about a damn preseason?
Soft 19.
First preseason game.
Strong 3.
All right, you know what I realized?
Skylar
Thompson might not be ready to be the backup quarterback.
I kind of realized that last year. People used to always give me a hard time on that one.
You know, I mean, after the praise that we were heaping on the man after his performance in the wild card game, That was a bad showing against some of the third strings of the Atlanta Falcons defense.
Oh.
Now, mind you, I did not watch all of the game, but from the parts that I did see, which was it wasn't too good. But it's the first preseason game, and you didn't get the guys. Come on, man. From what I heard from the scrimmage, when the ones were going against the ones, obviously it was no tackling or anything like that. The offense looked more faster than they did last season. But I'm not gonna go crazy over a preseason game against the Atlanta Falcons.
I'll say this: if I got to give an MVP to the Dolphins for last night, Eric Izukama. For me, he was the MVP.
Okay, you said that.
He had some receiving. He had some.
You were there. You were
boots
on the ground, right?
Devon A-Chain got everybody excited because he showed that he can be very explosive in a lot of different ways. He returned an opening kickoff for like 38 yards. He had some rushes. He had some catches. He had some blocks.
So were you excited by watching him play?
I did.
You see all what the hype is about?
You could see that he's explosive. He's versatile, and that he kind of, even as the game went on, kind of started figuring things out a little bit with the NFL. So that was exciting. Izukama was, to me, a very exciting player, of course. Is he going to get that many reps? No, because you got Tyreek Hill and you've got Jalen Waddle. But there was some good. There was some bad. There was some bad. Yeah. But yet, Skylar Thompson did not ball out like he did last preseason. And Mike White, I'll say this. Mike White doesn't have to think. He's a good player. When Mike White gets into tight situations where he has to think, not so good. At least not last night. So keep that in mind. Let's get some headlines real quick, and then we'll get going. 8 o'clock tonight, Dwyane Wade, along with Dirk Nowitzki, Tony Parker, Pau Gasol will be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Some Heat fans, I'm not joking with you, Vlad, said it's just an atrocity that Dwyane Wade and Dirk Nowitzki are going in the same class.
Yeah, not only that, I also heard with Greg Popovich, like people are upset that, well, listen,
it's not eligibility.
Guess what? He should have won. He should have won those series. How about that?
I'm just saying, like, I don't think the voters are like, that's it.
You think Dallas is upset that, oh my God, Dirk is in with Dwyane Wade? Like they're thinking of 06? No.
I think they're eligible. That it's just they're eligible and they got voted in. I don't think there was any ulterior motives to that, but nonetheless, it's going to be great tonight to see Dwyane Wade and his family, Gabrielle Union and the kids, everything. It's going to be awesome, man. The Dolphins did not play many of their starters last night and fell to the Falcons 19-3. The team went 0-for-3 in the red zone. Rookie Devon A-Chain got 14 touches in his debut, 25 yards on 10 carries, 4 receptions, 41 yards, and a 38-yard kickoff return. Once again, Vlad, you said it. First preseason game of the year. What can you really glean from it? I don't know. Not too much.
Nothing.
I'm not down. I'm not high. I'm just kind of, okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one. Let's get another one. Canes football team held a scrimmage today before Canes Fest at Hard Rock Stadium. Last night, though, they got their first 2025 commit from 3-star Alpharetta, Georgia quarterback Luke Nickel. Did Josie and DBJ talk about old Luke Nickel?
No.
They didn't talk about him at all?
No, he's 3-star, bro.
2025, though. First commit.
Meh.
Those 3-stars sometimes.
No, we're talking about 2023, the schedule, the expectations, obviously the craziness that's going in college football. Everybody's just leaving. And
let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk. I mean, we've been talking about it and we'll continue talking about it throughout the show. And it's nasty work. Well, and the ACC doesn't want, and the teams that are trying to get into some type of conference, especially in the Pac-12, there's the 4 teams, the smart schools.
Yeah, leave the nerds behind. We're playing football here, man.
I told you they should go to the Ivy League, but I
want a nerd league.
ACC is the teams like do not want Stanford or Cal.
So that's what I was going to bring up. Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina, and NC State are said to be opposed to having Stanford and Cal in the ACC. Here's the kicker. You need 12 yes votes for approval. Guess how many yes votes they have if those 4 schools sit out?
12.
Nope. 11.
Who's
if you count Notre Dame? I don't know if Notre Dame gets a vote because they're not technically.
Well, no, Notre Dame shouldn't be allowed to vote because they're not in the football conference. If Notre Dame was in the conference,
they are in the conference though.
But if they were playing football in the conference, then I don't think people would be bitching and complaining about those 4 other teams.
So this is the thing with Notre Dame voting, you still only have 11 votes. So it's looking like you're not going to get Cal and Stanford into the ACC anytime soon because they don't have the votes.
Nasty work.
Do not have actually very good job by all the other schools. Like if you don't want Cal and Stanford in, let Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina, NC State do the dirty work and just be like, oh, we haven't even addressed the issue yet, because what's the point in coming out and sticking your head above water and saying, yeah, we're with them. Just say, okay, not enough votes. Good enough for us. Yeah, it just, man, Stanford and Cal, as much as I would like them in the ACC, doesn't make much sense. Monetarily, I understand you open up the San Francisco market, and that's a lot of extra eyes for advertising, but and then like the football thing, you're like, oh, what's the big deal? It's a 5-hour flight. You send the kids. Yeah, what about volleyball and track and all these other sports that you have to set students across the country?
That's the craziness, and I know football is king, and I know football is so big in college. But geez,
that's a lot.
That, not to regard the other sports. Like, you're not even considering basketball. College basketball is $1 billion industry. It's $1 billion industry.
Baseball,
they make $1 billion in the month of March just alone, and they don't even consider them. Like, there are certain rivalries. Listen, man. Sometimes when you watch the NBA, it gets boring sometimes. So you might want to watch a little college basketball action. Put some wagers on it.
The Canes and FAU have played this past year.
You're going to want to watch the games. And I've said this, we've talked about how college basketball is not the same anymore because of the one and done, just the other avenues that these kids have into getting to the NBA, which is their dream, right? But still, college basketball, there's still certain games that you still wanted to see. And you're not going to get to see that no more.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later. Is that
so
nowadays with the combination of all these teams into these leagues, you might lose some of these rivalries that you've always wanted to see in all sports.
In all of sports, because there were certain rivalries you wanted to see. Like Notre Dame they stand alone, so they're going to play anybody regardless. But listening to Joe Z during Canes Fest, they're put in a position here, bro. Like, they're in a bind because now with all these conferences, all these teams are going to have to play 10 conference games.
Yeah.
So you might not, who's going to want to play Notre Dame if you're playing 10 conference games?
Right. Stepping out of the conference, 10 games altogether.
Right. So that when Joe Z made that point, I was like, yo, that's, he's right, because that's a risk. You're already taking a risk, but you think about the SEC, man. That's going to be a gauntlet that you got to go through. Adding Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah. Possibly eventually Miami, Florida State. Yeah, SEC will be crazy, man. We'll see. Inter Miami blew out Charlotte 4-0 last night to advance to the semifinals of Leagues Cup play. Lionel Messi scored in the 86th minute. Joseph Martinez opened the scoring in the 12th minute. And Robert Taylor, he got another goal in the 32nd minute. Next up, you get the Philadelphia Union up in Philly. That is going to be Tuesday at 7. We beat the Philadelphia Union earlier this year. Sans Messi, so it should be interesting.
One of the 3 wins?
Yeah, it was one of those 3 wins, man. We started the season, remember, 2-0.
And then they lost.
And it started going downhill. But now that's a different day. New day now. New day.
It's a messy day.
I love it. The Heat are said to be re-signing Jamal Cain while offering some other people, camp contracts like Brooklyn guard Alondas Williams. That's a training camp contract.
Day 42.
Just keep waiting for not Lionel Messi. We already got Lionel Messi. Damian Lillard.
Day 42.
Nothing happening. No way if the deal gets done today. They don't want to, stop the shine of Dwyane Wade. So you're gonna have to wait a couple more days at least. The Yankees beat the Marlins 9-4 last night. Jesus Luzardo pitched 3 1/3 innings, giving up 7 runs. The two play today at 4:10. The Heat, they play the 76ers Christmas Day at the Kaseya Center. The other teams scheduled to play that day are the Bucks and the Knicks, Celtics, Lakers, Mavericks, Suns, Warriors, Nuggets. No times have been given. I see that the Heat are playing on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but they're saying, okay, here's a question.
That's not the point. First
I'm happy that the Heat are back.
You get your respect.
I'm happy that the Heat are back on TV. Respect. But 8 p.m.?
No, we don't know what time.
Well, Barry Jackson reportedly was reported that it was 8 p.m., but I'm thinking that's kind of weird.
For 2 East Coast teams?
Not only for the 2 East Coast teams. Oh, I think I know why. It's Monday, right?
I don't know.
Christmas is on a Monday this year.
I mean, you got Warriors, Nuggets.
So
and
I think they have
Mavericks,
Monday
Suns.
Night Football. So the games won't be on ABC. So they probably going to try to put the big teams, no disrespect Miami, but there are certain stars.
I mean,
and markets,
Celtics,
Lakers, and I think Warrior Nuggets
Nuggets
are going to be the ABC games. And I think Knicks, Bucks, and Sixers, Heat will be.
And Mavericks, Suns, the late game.
Mavericks, Suns will also be an ESPN game. I
All
think
I
it's
know
going to be
is
2 games that's going to be on ABC.
I know where I'm going to be Christmas Day.
Working.
Very excited to be here on Christmas Day.
Working.
Go ahead, Lynn. Go ahead and just put me on the schedule.
Don't put me. I already said don't put me.
I mean, I don't know why I'm telling you to, because you're going to do it anyway. So, Jimmy Menthols, Merry Christmas. I'll see you then.
I'm Catholic, baby. I don't work on Christmas.
You're a religious abstainer?
Well, excuse me. There's a lot of people that don't work in the month of December for their religion, so I'm not going to work on Christmas Day for my religion.
You're a very holy man. The Women's World Cup, Australia advanced to the semifinals, defeating France 7-6 on penalty kicks, while England downed Colombia, the final South American team that was in the race, 2-1. And there you go. And since, Vlad, you love preseason so much, and not just the preseason, the first game of preseason, just kicking off in a couple of minutes ago, the Bears and the Colts. I'm sorry, the Titans and the Bears, and then the Colts and the Bills. At 4 o'clock, your Jets play the Panthers. 5 o'clock, Jaguars, Cowboys. 7 o'clock, Ravens, Eagles. 9 o'clock, Chargers, Rams.
Exciting. Woohoo!
I would bet $1 billion Aaron Rodgers.
You're not going to see Aaron Rodgers
it's
at
game
all.
2, though?
No, it's game whatever
for them, but I think they get 4, don't they?
Yeah, we get 4.
Oh,
no, we're not. No, you're not seeing. Listen, man, I want everybody in bubble wrap. All right,
that's the best way to be.
Yeah, I really do. I just want them in bubble wrap. Don't get hurt. Nothing.
Nada. Let's go ahead and real quick and take a step deep into the day spa.
Why so deep?
I don't know. We're starting late. That's why. An Arizona woman went to use the bathroom, and while seated, a snake came out of the commode and bit her in the rear. Don't laugh, man. It's my worst nightmare ever. Seriously.
Oh, man. That's nasty work.
Not good, man. Be careful when you
What kind of snake was it?
It was a pink snake.
A pink snake?
Oh, don't read don't read into that too much, bud. Don't read.
Sure wasn't a Lovins?
No, I don't know, man. I don't know. Dwyane Wade going into the Basketball Hall of Fame later on tonight. Let's go back and relive, Vlad, you and my favorite moments of Dwyane Wade in his career. That's next here on 560 WQAM. Heat player of all time, and who is the best player to wear a Heat uniform? There's two different things. There's a differentiation. Nonetheless, Dwyane Wade is the best Heat player of all time. Maybe not the best player of all time.
No, Dwyane Wade is the best player to ever wear
a Heat jersey.
A Heat jersey. The greatest player to wear a Heat jersey was his teammate.
He had two teammates too
that wore number 6.
Once again, we're not taking away Dwyane Wade.
But we're not. This is not about that.
We'll get into this argument another day.
It's all about D Wade. It's all about number 3. It's all about Wade County. It's all about the 3 championships that he brought to this team. It's all about him being the first player drafted by the Heat to go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's it. He says he hopes to be the benchmark, be the first of many that go.
Well, that means Riles would have to draft somebody and actually let them, progress and develop.
Maybe Tyler Hero?
No, he's gone.
Once again,
Bam may be your only shot right now. Your next best chance of a Heat player going to the Hall of Fame.
Jaime Jaquez Jr. Maybe.
He's on. Is he on the trading block?
Maybe, possibly. Let's talk about great Dwyane Wade moments, though. Dwyane Wade County. Oh my goodness. Of course, I have a lot of the great historic moments, but I'm going to give you some of my favorite just Dwyane Wade moments. Maybe they're seemingly less significant than others, but I can remember one night, it was on a Friday night. And for some reason, I guess the NBA was showing games on national TV, or maybe I was watching on ESPN. This is how specific I am. And they were playing the Lakers, and the whole game, all they talked about was Kobe Bryant and how Kobe Bryant was so great. Now Kobe Bryant was doing everything, and it came down to the last play of the game, and Dwyane Wade hit a game-winning 3 at the top of the key, and the Miami Heat beat Kobe Bryant, and I was so thrilled. I was so happy. It was one of those moments in my life, like, eat that. Dwyane Wade is awesome, and he just put it really not so much on Kobe Bryant's head, but on the announcer's head that just beloved Kobe Bryant. And that moment right there, I was like, that's how great Dwyane Wade is. When the whole universe is pushing for Kobe Bryant, he's able to hit a 3 and end the game. That was just, to me, one of those great moments. Vlad, do you have a great moment in Dwyane Wade history that you want to share?
Oh, yeah, I got 2.
Anyway, please, as many as you need.
The dunk on Anderson Varejao. That was disgusting. Oh. No dunk is worse when it's body to body. Pause. But when it's body to body, yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty. And he looked at him too. It was just so disrespectful. It was so great. And then of course, this is my house. That was when he jumped on the broadcast table and was saying, "This is my house. This is my, it's my ish." This is similar to what Jimmy did against Milwaukee in Game 4. But when Dwyane Wade did it, that I remember everybody started doing it afterward. Yeah, D Wade, man, a lot of great moments.
I'll tell you another one of my favorite great Dwyane Wade moments. Besides, we ain't going out like this in the NBA Finals when they were down on 0-2 in the series, and he just turned it on, and they ended up defeating the Dallas Mavericks for the NBA championship. Well, another one of my favorite was one time in the playoffs. Remember when he was just on fire? And he made a shot, and they called timeout, and he was looking at his hand, going, "You're hot, you're on fire." Remember that? That was crazy. I remember the whole world was going crazy reacting to that. And I was like, this guy over there in Miami is making a name for himself. He's got some things going on, yelling at his hand that you're on fire, you're hot.
I mean, what about the play? What you guys went to the playoffs rookie year, right? His rookie year. And I remember he had a game winner against the Hornets, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Were they the 4th seed? I don't know if it was like game 1 or game 2. I know it was early in the series. It was like, oh man, all right. Yeah, they got a star here.
Yeah,
they have a star here. Yeah, it was that team was a good team. That team with Lamar, Karan, D Wade. That was the beginning. You could tell that, okay, they got a star here. And then you could see he would later become a superstar and easily top 3 greatest shooting guard to ever play the game.
I remember reading his rookie year that Stan Van Gundy basically just physicaled him up every single day in practice, hitting him with pads, say, "I'm gonna toughen you up, nothing's gonna stop you." And I was like, man, they're gonna beat that poor guy up. And look what it did. It made him this great, strong player that he is. Of course, can never forget one of my great Dwyane Wade moments, his final game, the triple-double. I remember it was one of my first days here at the radio station in Miami, and I was with Zach Duarte at the time. And I remember being like, I wonder how Dwyane Wade's going to go out tonight, man. I hope it's something special. And lo and behold, he does a triple-double in his final game. And I said right there, that is how you exit stage right. You do it with a triple-double, you finish being great, and you leave on a high note. Now, to me, it's like he's just that good. And of course, you can text or tweet in 305-567-056 of your favorite moments. Dolphin Kane says when he carried LeBron to those championships. Some people say all his playoffs have been great. My friend Lenny, his playoffs versus the Pacers was a classic.
Shout out to Mark Spears as well.
What do we got?
The writer.
Oh, yeah. I saw him up on TV just now. What was he talking about?
He's inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame as well.
Okay, I know a bunch of guys are going in, just the big names.
Right, but as for the writer and publication, media, and stuff like that, Mark Spears has been, man, he's been a pillar in the NBA community, guy who a lot of players trust, and they're very, very happy to talk to him. They're open to talk to him. So, some of these players are they're guarded, but with Mark Spears, they talk to him. He always breaks news, always with source. He's a reliable source in the NBA,
yes.
accurate source in the NBA. So shout out to him.
And he's also not that guy you think that's just doing it because he wants the scoop. Some of these guys are just like, I want to be first. He's doing it because he's got information and he's willing to share. He doesn't care if he's first, if he's last, as long as it's right and it's the information that needs to be released. So
absolutely.
I love that about him.
Got to shout out everybody else that's being inducted and enshrined in Springfield this Is it Springfield, right?
Springfield, Mass.
Yeah, but
Trevor,
they having it at Mohegan at the Mohegan Sun. There, I know they've been having a lot of the events there. But shout out to Greg Popovich. Got to give him a shout out, man. 5 titles, one at your expense.
And
he lost the title at your expense as well. So, I don't understand why Heat fans are upset with Spurs and with Dirk and Pop. You're 1-1 with both of them. You know what I mean? Like, you're 1-1 with both of them.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong. You can't be mad at anybody, man, for having a great career and doing what they do. Popovich sticking around too. You like that? Some people thought he was done. Well, he's got Wemby now, and he said, "Oh, you know what?
All of a sudden, you get a little Wemby, and it's not.
You got a little Wemby in your sails.
You got a little Wemby in your sails, and all of a sudden, you can go now. You can travel to Paris. You can, you want to coach another 5 years, and get $16 million a year.
What about Dwyane Wade in that final season when he hit that game winner with the braids on against the Golden State Warriors, where it kind of fumbled it and then
the heave?
Yeah, that was a good moment, man. That was a great moment. So many great moments that he has made here in South Florida, and so many more that we're going to talk about and discuss.
The pass to LeBron, that infamous picture.
The infamous picture, yeah. Goodness gracious. Just so many finals. Just in the finals alone, some of the stuff that he did was so unbelievable. So kudos to him and everyone getting into the Basketball Hall of Fame. That is something that we really like seeing. Speaking of that, up next, we're going to do what we like here on 560 WQAM. Sports Day on 560 WQAM. It is time for What I Like. Some of the stuff my cousin Vladimir Lozon and I have liked over the past 24 hours, not just in the sports world, but the world in general. Vlad, I can tell you're going through some things. You've been really busy. You've been kind of on edge a little bit. I know you got the improv, you've got here, you've been going back and forth everywhere. So I had a couple of minutes earlier today, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Jensen's Liquor Store. Step in on Jensen's Liquor Store, and I see that lovely Prestige beer in the cooler. Jensen's Liquor Store right there on North Miami. And I said, man, I should get Vlad a Prestige. But then I thought, you know what? Since he's going through some things, maybe not Prestige. So I go to Don Julio and my man Manny and say, Vlad needs a little something. So I got you this. Some of the hard stuff. Some Dewars. A little scotch for you. Jensen's Liquor Store got you, man.
Nice.
No, you're going through it. Every once in a while, you need a little something to take the edge off. So, Vlad, during the show, after the show, whenever you so choose, this little Dewars is for you. So, enjoy it on the rocks, straight out the bottle, however you want, though. But this one is for you, Vlad. I'm looking out for you a little bit.
Thanks, bro.
Maybe not your health, but I'm looking out for you.
Nah,
you know,
you're trying to kill me, but it's cool.
At least it's good stuff. It's not because something that's totally just disgusting. Oh, I'm going to get into what we like. Also, some of the things we liked in the sports world. Tua supposedly been a leader of men at Dolphins camp, and he's been a lot more vocal. In fact, the other day, he yelled at the offense after practice.
Yeah, well, it just wasn't up to our standard. There were some things that needed to be said. That was the state of the union that our offense already knew. Just reiterating that. And yeah, that's just what that was.
I like that, Vlad. He's now coming into his own, feeling comfortable with Mike McDaniel in the program and starting to chomp at some people, man. That's leadership. That's you stay healthy, you could be in the MVP race. I like Tua being a little more aggressive and not so passive. And it kind of seems like it's the organization and everything that he's going through. And it's a different regime, and he just is coming into his own. I expect big things from Tua this year.
Oh, everybody does.
Okay, so
he's the most important player on your team.
Absolutely. He was in the locker room last night, talking the guys up, being a leader. He's our leader now. Remember that when he wasn't named one of the captains of the team one year and everybody was like, what's going on? No more of that. We know he is our guy. Of course, yesterday, Dolphins didn't look so great against the Atlanta Falcons, and we should have kind of known that because Mike McDaniel told us he's going to rant and rave. We're going to cut him off, lad. Cut him off whenever you want. But he did talk about this week's practice being sort of average.
If the goal is, average, then I was super pumped. I really like joint practices for the sake of, I want everyone's best effort.
I like how he called him out,
The
though,
tricky
Vlad.
thing about it is, and as I've learned,
I like how he called it out. He goes, average. Do you want him to just keep rambling?
Now I'm going to go in on
So what if the offense had the greatest practice in the history of all practices? The opposite happens.
Right.
It's the worst practice.
All right, I'm done with him. That's what, yo, bro. Now I understand why Stephen A was upset with him, man. Like, get to the point. Just say, we sucked. Why? It's either his brain is moving in a rapid pace that he can't spit out the words that's coming to his head, or he likes just BS. He just likes trolling the media and just wants them, because he even said it himself towards the end, is like, oh man, did that explain myself? I was like, bro, just say that the offense right now, you don't like the way the offense is looking. You don't like the penalties. That's it. Why the 2.5 minute diatribe, dog?
Look, all you got to say is we've been practicing average. I don't like it. We got to improve. Thank you. But I do like how he called the team out and said, it's average. You guys are being average. And if you want to be average, you're going to be average this season. Can't have that anymore. We have to do better. Yeah. The long-winded answer. Like, I listened to it the other day and I was like, I'm not listening to this again. I'm not even wasting my time editing it. I was like, Vlad will just shut him up when he's ready to shut him up. So I also like that you shut him up, Vlad.
Like, dude, this was the first time I was like, wow, now I understand why Stephen A. Like, I can get that. Like, dude, if I'm now, after hearing that answer, now thoughts were coming to my head. Like, I wonder how this interview with Stephen Ross went and what Stephen Ross did. There's no way that Stephen Ross can ask him a question and he takes 5.5 minutes just to answer a simple 10-second question.
Wonder how his wife feels about things. Like she probably,
Oh
he's coming
God.
home. I gotta act like I'm sleeping. I'm going to bed. Why? So, look, can I ask you a serious question? We had practice today, and I was kind of coming home to see you. And when I say coming home to see you, I meant like to spend time with you. But why are you sleeping? Because sleep can be too. Okay, that's enough. Stephen A.
Jeez.
Now, one guy we definitely like, not just for his play on the field, but just for everything that he stands for, is Christian Wilkins. I found it odd yesterday, Vlad, when I was in the locker room doing some interviews. He was showering. Why was he showering after the game? He didn't play. Did he want a free shower at the Dolphins facility?
Yeah, bro. You were in that heat.
That's
You
true.
still got a shower.
Yeah, it is Friday night after all in South Florida.
No practice tomorrow?
No.
Or today?
Okay. I get you. Xavier Howard, he did not call Christian Wilkins a dog. He called him something else.
He a Power Ranger, bro. Like his locker next to me, and every time before he go out, he do his little dance and say morphin' time, and just have me rolling. But man, Christian, a great guy. Love him. Love that guy to death.
I mean, why wouldn't you love him, bro? That's hilarious. He's going to do his Power Ranger thing, and then he's backing it up on the field. But he's not all fun and games. Mike McDaniel, let's see how long it takes Mike McDaniel to explain Christian Wilkins not starting as many fights at practice anymore.
At the beginning, it was more, let's just say it was concerted S-talk. Say I did that myself. I bleeped myself.
Really?
And it was just more about like being intense. He goes to a place when he plays football that is one of the reasons why he's such a good player, is because he sees red, and now he's learned how to channel it. It's been awesome to see, because it where he was starting maybe some fights my first week here, now he's setting energy.
So he's not just a Power Ranger. He is a dog. Christian Wilkins, maybe not fighting as much in practice, but he ain't backing down, man. Gotta like Christian Wilkins. Pay that man his money, Vlad. Am I right?
Pay that man his money.
Vlad said it a million times. A man that is making his money, and he is making it count. Do I even have to say it? Just play the goal.
Campana squares. Perfect. Messi! He's done it again. And Leo Campana with a silver-plated service.
Miami! Messi! Campana! Messi!
There you go, right there, Lionel Messi. Almost forgot to score last night. Almost forgot to score. Notice the wording there. Not almost didn't score. Almost forgot to score. That's somebody like in the 86th minute. You have that guy on the sideline that always keeps track of, like, a receiver has like a consecutive game or something. It's like, oh, we got to get the ball to, such and such. That was one of those things. Messi. We only got about like 7 minutes to play. Oh, he's like, oh, crap. A quick score, a goal. Sure enough, Messi did. Were you surprised? Okay, Vlad, what were you more surprised? Messi scoring that late, or that he didn't get a brace?
They didn't get a brace.
You really thought? I mean,
I expect him to score 2 goals now. I mean, remember,
really do.
Right before, you know what? Next hour, see what I did there. Next hour, we're gonna talk. If you went to the game, or you going to an Inter Miami game, do you care for them to win, or do you care just to see Messi score goals?
We'll discuss that next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. It truly is a beautiful day. Just think about it. Football season basically here. No joke. Got our guys, the Dolphins, they're into preseason. The Canes, they had a scrimmage earlier today. The Heat, they've got the Pro League going on right now. The Marlins have the Yankees in town. But maybe the most exciting thing that's happening, Messi mania. Inter Miami, 5-game win streak. Coincidental? No. 5 games Messi's played. Not just Messi's played. He scored in each and every single one of the games that they've won those 5 games. He's had 8 goals in just 5 games. Selling out Dry Pink Stadium. They've actually added a lot of extra seating, Vlad, because everybody wants to see Messi, whether it's here in South Florida, Dallas, anywhere in the world.
Messi, they're gonna have to have games at the Hard Rock, bro.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, I would even say now that they're into the semifinal of Leagues Cup and the U.S. Cup, those games need to be at Hard Rock Stadium.
Oh, are they the home team? Like, are these games?
Well, no, they're not. Philadelphia, they're actually going to be on the road for this next. But if the final ends up here, you got to have it at Hard Rock Stadium.
Oh, you don't.
You have to.
No, you don't.
Well, if it happens on the same day. What about this? Same day as a Dolphins game. Do you bump the Dolphins? No, you don't. I'm just saying.
It's, mind you, it's still Leagues Cup, bro. It's not like the one of those top.
It's a championship
titles that soccer clubs play for.
For us, it is. It's Lionel Messi. But it brings us to the point. Now, Messi, it's a guarantee almost that he's going to score every single game at least 1 goal. Last night, he was a little off his game, only 1 goal, not 2 goals. But you're buying a ticket.
Really? That's what the Messi mania has turned into.
Down game. Down game when he only gets a goal.
The team wins 4-0.
Down game.
And it's a down game because he only got 1 goal.
And mind you, it was in garbage time.
But did you hear the excitement in Phil Shane and our boy?
Well, that's the thing now. People,
our boy TR, like, listen to this. This is a 3-0. This is a 3-0 game.
Let's be honest.
Let's
keep
it a buck.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
They were all waiting. That's all everybody's here for.
Waiting for.
That's why I asked the question. That's what I want to know. Dan said no. Dan,
set it up.
I said, all right. So before the show,
to go see who? Inter Miami?
Inter Miami
or Messi? Who are you going to see? Who are most?
Who are you really there to go see?
Who are most people going to see?
Because now that they've reached the Leagues Cup, are people excited that, oh my God, Inter Miami's reached the semifinals of a Leagues Cup?
We might get our first trophy.
Are they going to be excited that they win a trophy? So here's the question: say Miami beats Philadelphia,
they will,
and they get to the final and they win the final. Are you excited that they won and Messi didn't score? Or will you be excited if you score a hat trick and they lost? Like,
exactly.
What would have been, as a fan, what is more exciting? What would be more thrilling for you? To see Messi score a hat trick and they lose? Or the team wins but Messi's a non-factor in the game?
Exactly. And that's the thing. Let's say a family of 4, you buy $200 piece tickets. You, your wife, 2 kids, you're going. How do you leave that stadium if you win Leagues Cup? First trophy ever, first silverware ever for Inter Miami. But Messi really wasn't a factor. No assists, no goals, not really a part of a lot of the plays, just kind of ran around. Are you leaving satisfied? Now, on the other hand, like I said, or Vlad said, Messi gets a hat trick and wonder goals while you're at it.
Yeah, like unbelievable goal, like a
memorable goal,
bicycle kick goal. I mean, I don't think he could do that at the age anymore. But it's Messi, he could do it. But just some of the finest artistry you've seen by technique by a soccer player. What if he just scores 3 unbelievable goals that leaves you mesmerized? But the team lose 5-3
or 6-3. Do you leave satisfied?
You leave satisfied? Because I wanted to know yesterday, were people upset?
Yes.
When it was 3-0, 83rd minute, he's still on the pitch. Did they stay to the end, or were people already heading out to Las Olas or South Beach?
Were there people in that crowd in
West
the
Palm?
80th or so minute? Like, I can't believe this. We bought tickets to this game and Messi didn't score. It's like, but you're up 3-0. Oh, God, we're not coming to any more games. And then he scores. And you can hear the relief. And I mean, we love Phil. We love TR and the whole team. You can hear the relief in their voices. Yes!
Yes! Campana squares. He's done it again! And Leo Campana with a silver plate.
He's gone.
He's been waiting 87 minutes to let that out, man.
Messi, Campana, Messi.
Just start yelling out the roster. Joseph Martinez, Jake Callender, Tata Martino, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba. Okay. It's just, yeah, so that is interesting. You bring that up. Now, as a hardcore Inter Miami fan, I don't care how you do it. I want to win the trophy. As a longtime soccer fan and lover of soccer, I do kind of care how you do it, because the more Messi scores, the more soccer in this United States is going to grow and get bigger and better and crazy and fun. But at the end of the day, Vlad, if I had to make a choice and I was spending $1,000 on a ticket, I want Inter Miami to win League's Cup, and I think I'm in the minority of that. I think most people want to just see Messi ball out, win or lose. I think. Is that well, how do you feel, Vlad?
You better, if you love the team, you're rooting for the team.
I'm rooting for the team.
So you want them to win. You don't care how they won.
No.
I don't think Portugal cared how they won the Euro Cup that year.
Nope.
Ronaldo didn't score no goal. As a matter of fact, I think Ronaldo got hurt in the game. Mm-hmm. They won the game without him, but they won. The country was happy. It's only if you're French fans or just, newcomer, or you just like that certain player. But if you love the club, you're gonna be happy that they won, no matter if the superstar scored or not.
Look, I'll even ask you, Vlad, as a good example. Who is your all-time favorite sports athlete? That's a tough question. I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but I would just say, even me. Let's say one year the Saints go to the Super Bowl, but Drew Brees got hurt in the NFC Championship game. Doesn't play in the Super Bowl, but the Saints still win the Super Bowl. I mean, am I like, I want to see Drew Brees win another one? Or maybe, but I'm still like, I'll take the Saints champion, the Super Bowl.
Here's the thing, Dan. You're still rooting for the team after Drew Brees retired, right? All right. So for my example, let's say everybody knows the team that's playing the Marlins this weekend, the Yankees. So say Derek Jeter wasn't there, right? Okay. I don't care. I'm rooting for the team. I'm happy that the team have this player. I'm not rooting for the team because they got this player. I was rooting for the team and they just happened to I'm not. I don't like I'm not one of those fans that moves with players.
Right. And I mean, I do want my all-time favorite players to ball out. Yes.
Right.
Not at the sake of the team. It's team first. I need my team to
the
win.
Team first, as always. I don't play, I don't root for the name in the back of the jersey. I root for the name in front of the jersey.
Right. But I mean, it's an added bonus, a little lanyap, as we like to say. It's lanyap when your guy or girl balls out and you win. So it's a little bit of something. But I think there might have been a lot of Inter Miami fans there last night that were disappointed 85 minutes into the match.
Absolutely. They definitely were.
Maybe even upset. Maybe even feeling like they got cheated and maybe that they were, in a way, losing, even though they were up 3-0. When was the last time Miami's been on a 5-game win streak, much less blowing teams out 4-0? Oh, man, it's a beautiful time. No, actually, it's never happened.
Listen, okay. So Menu, who I think Menu was at the game, said that he had beautiful dime passes. And I agree. I'm like, what if it's a game where he's not even that? It's not even that. It's not even that, Menu. He's not even doing that. Because I even told that when Dan and I were talking about that, I was like, well, Dan, what if he had some great passes? Dan was like, no, nothing. He played like he was a non-factor in the game. It was the other players.
Not even red carded out early, and you can be like, oh, he got carded out. Like, literally just a non-factor.
He was just non-factor. And it might be because the defense was all about him.
Charlotte
was focused on him
so hard last night.
Right. So you understand that. So that's why you got to root for the team. So you see the other great players like Mr. Taylor, man. He's been playing
Robert
very
Taylor
well.
Loves Lionel Messi. Goodness gracious, he has balled out since.
Right. So you've seen his guys, Jordi Alba. Like you've seen so many great players, so many good players display their talents that if you're only there to see Messi and he doesn't score, but the team wins, then you're not really there to see the team. You're only there to see Messi.
You're a Messi fan. I would like to hear, this didn't happen, but I would like to hear Charlotte. All right, guys, look, goal tonight, just don't let Messi score. I don't care if we win or lose. I don't care if we get blown out. We just want to be the first team to stop Messi from scoring in the United States. That's all. Cut our nose off to spite our face. Let's do this. Go. That's kind of what they did. They didn't, but they did.
I can't wait when Messi cries after holding the League's Cup trophy.
So sweet.
You know, he says this was the biggest trophy he's ever won in the last 2 years.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna let that one. I'm gonna leave on that one, Vlad.
Bro, I'm trolling. Come on, man. Yeah, he's gonna be like, oh, he cries. He's like, this
You're
is
gonna
the
get
cup.
some nasty.
This is the cup he really
YouTube.
wanted to win. Oh, it's gonna be great.
We're gonna get some. We already get nasty comments on YouTube sometimes, Vlad. That one right there.
Yeah, you know,
It's gonna warrant something.
it's the biggest cup in the world, fam.
You know, through my illustrious career, this one means more than anything. Is it because you're winning it right now? No, just overall. But this one means more than anything. There you go. No explanation needed. That's it. Okay. The man's doing his thing. Let's get to some quick headlines. 8 o'clock tonight, Dwyane Wade, along with Dirk Nowitzki, Tony Parker, Pau Gasol, and Greg Popovich will be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. It is in Springfield, Massachusetts. Our guy Trevor, he says that Springfield, Massachusetts is a dump. That's all I got. An insider. I don't know.
It's not that great, bro. I've been up there.
Why are all these Hall of Fames in like little out of the way places like Springfield, Massachusetts, Cooperstown,
Because
New
these
York,
places need money.
Canton, Ohio? Bowling Hall of Fame is in St. Louis, so I guess if you were,
You got to be like the Swimming Hall of Fame.
oh, right there in Fort Lauderdale. We've walked by it tons of times, Vlad.
Never entered.
I wonder if I'm sure you have to pay.
I wonder if the brother from Montgomery is going to be there now.
Brother.
Oh, you didn't remember the Montgomery ball from the fight in Montgomery, Alabama last week? Dan, I know you've watched. Come on, Dan. I know you saw the fight.
There was a fight at a swimming event?
No, there was a fight at a dock in a marina.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was nasty.
Yeah. Don't you remember the brother?
So
Aquaman?
So a bunch of white kids started beating up on a black dock.
It wasn't
worker,
white
right?
kids.
Huh?
It was patrons of in the dock. They had a boat that was blocking another boat, so the security told them to move their boat. They didn't want to hear it, and then all of a sudden the blacks and the whites went at it.
Oh, so it was like a race war.
It was a race war. It was a race war, but it was a race war that some of the put it this way. If this was let's just say this was Marvel, right? And this was one of these Marvel comic movies, right?
Yeah.
Just say that some of the powers that certain African Americans had were not expected. So one of it was there was a young man who saw this fight happening, jumped off the boat and swam.
Oh,
swam. And that's not things that's usually attributed with my people.
Okay.
Swimming. But he got there and he whooped ass too. He whooped ass. But he was a young
swimming?
Yeah, but he was a young buck. He was a young buck.
You got to catch your breath.
He's 16, 17. See, yeah, come on, man. Them young whippersnappers, they got too much energy. They're full of young, they're full of dumb.
You know what? Vinegar. Yeah.
They're full of fun and dumb,
know.
But yeah, came out there and started whooping ass. I think that man deserves he needs to be honored at the International
Swimmers Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Come on, man. You can't. Who's ever seen that?
I know.
Who's ever seen a man jump out of a boat, get in the water, swim? And it wasn't like he was swimming from afar.
And Vlad, you've already said it's gonna be hard to get you on a boat.
Bro, what? I'm running the docks. Nah. How long? I'm not getting in that water to get in. By the way, at my age, you know how water is? If you have clothes on and you jump in the water and you got to pull yourself out, the water, come on, it's dragging you down. That's a lot of stuff that you got to deal with. And then now you got to get in action. You got to get in motion. That's just a lot of things that's holding you down.
Let's put that man in the
But that young buck,
International Swimming Hall of Fame.
Nah, bro. Aquaman.
International Swimming Hall of Fame.
Man.
Put that man in there.
Finding Nebro. That boy was, that brother came out. He swam out of nowhere.
That's a lot of work right there. You
got
jump off a boat, you swim, you
and
get
then
into a fight, you win.
But he put in action.
What do you do after that? You go to Wendy's? I don't know.
He probably is owning Wendy's there. But what's the biggest restaurant at Montgomery, Alabama?
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been into an actual fist fight. What do I do after a fight? I don't know. I don't remember what I used to do after fights. I mean, other than go to jail at one time.
Usually, hopefully you don't get
any,
your ass kicked where you might have to get some ice to,
to
to ice up the swelling that's coming out of your face or wherever.
Definitely went to prison one time after a fight.
That's not good, bro. Did you win at least?
It was a brawl, so I don't think there was winners or losers.
Yeah, that's a winner or lose. Anybody leaking?
I was clean. I was clear.
Did anybody that you hit leak?
Yo, yeah.
You won. Get out of here. You won. Oh, come on, man.
Look,
you won.
When you're in a brawl,
yes,
you sometimes don't know who to hit and who not to hit. I think that Doc, at least everybody knew what team they were fighting on. Am I right?
A brawl. Hey, if it's a brawl,
brawls are nasty.
Were you the two? Did you two start it?
No.
You just, okay.
It was one of those things that you start getting engulfed, and as you're trying to get away, it's just too late. You got to protect yourself.
But if you went to jail, as long as you hit somebody and the person was leaking,
I got him. Oh yeah, I got him.
You good?
Got him.
You good?
Yeah. I preempted it. Like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for the fight to come to me. Let's
go. You good?
Try to be a tough guy. Let's go. That's what I was saying. That's what you was it. You and I talking about this? That we don't talk, we don't argue. Once it gets down and we know it's going down, let's just start it. Yeah, we're talking about Tim Anderson and Jose Ramirez. Like, don't talk, don't square up, just go.
No,
don't.
I like right, but you got to give Tim Anderson credit that he wanted to go. He was all full. He wanted all that smoke. He got his ass burnt for all that smoke he wanted. But yeah, no talking. Let's get into it. Boom.
You know the type. Loud as a motorbike.
Yeah, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Yeah,
don't be that guy or girl. Don't be that. The Dolphins did not play many of their starters last night and fell to the Falcons 19-3. The team went 0 for 3 in the red zone. Rookie Dwyane Wade got 14 touches in his debut, 25 yards on 10 carries, 4 receptions, 41 yards, and a 38-yard kickoff return. Up next, we're going to get into the good and the bad. We're going to get into some of the things that happened at that Dolphins game, and you're going to let me know whether it was good, whether it was bad. I know you said it doesn't really matter. It's game 1 of the preseason. A lot of starters didn't play. It's just one of those things. Dress rehearsals.
It's dress rehearsal, boss.
Speaking of dress rehearsals, the Canes football team held the scrimmage today before Canes Fest at Hard Rock Stadium. Last night, though, they got their first 2025 commit from 3-star Alpharetta, Georgia quarterback Luke Nickel. Nothing like a 3-star to your 2025 class. Inter Miami blew out Charlotte 4-0 last night. Messi gets a goal in the 86th minute. Philadelphia Union, you're next on the hit list. That is going to be Tuesday, 7 o'clock in Philadelphia, right here on 560 WQAM. The Marlins got whooped by the Yankees last night, 9-4. Jesus Luzardo got rocked 3 1/3 innings, giving up 7 runs. The two play today at 4:10. You and I, Vlad, are not going to that game.
No, unfortunately, no.
We both have to work, do things.
But go celebrate with the 2003 Marlins championship team.
Yeah, nothing like that, man. You go out there and celebrate that championship that the Marlins won. Was that Edgar Renteria against the Cleveland Indians?
No. Renteria was 97. This was the Alex Gonzalez. This was I covered that team.
Miggy Cabrera.
That's the Miggy team. That's the D-Train, Dontrell Willis. Yeah, that's Derek Lee, Juan Pierre. Dude, I went after the World Series, after they beat the Yankees, right? We went celebrating. Yes, I'm about to say something that's very pause-worthy. We went to the meatpacking district. That's where the Marlins decided to celebrate their World Series at a club there. Juan Pierre, never drink, never smoked.
He was drunk?
No.
Oh.
People often did not. They just won the World Series.
The man of conviction.
Just no drinking, no smoking, nothing.
You used to see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar after championships with the Lakers. He'd be pouring like Hawaiian punch on people because, he wasn't drinking, smoking because of his religious obligations.
You ain't pouring Hawaiian punch on me, bro.
No, hell no. Pour some water or something, man. It's nasty work.
Why would Kareem want to put that nastiness? You know how nasty that is to pour Hawaiian punch on people in the middle of June after they just played 48 minutes, 2.5 hours of basketball. Now you're going to put that. Oh, my God.
Speaking of religious obligations, the Heat, they're going to face the 76ers Christmas Day at the Kaseya Center. You are not going to be working that day, Vlad, because you are a Catholic and you need the day off.
Yes.
I mean, I can't argue that. That's true. Other teams scheduled to play: Bucks and Knicks, Celtics, Lakers, Mavericks, Suns, Warriors, Nuggets. You go to the game at the Kaseya Center just to enjoy the game. I would say Nah, man. I need a night off. I need the night for the Lord. Now, here in South Florida, it's not as big of a deal because Noche Buena is the big deal. So most people probably do it Christmas Eve.
But no,
that's
here's the
gonna be
problem, though.
Dolphins
But
game.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. It's a big problem. You're right. Christmas Eve is on a Sunday this year.
Ooh.
So we're going to church already.
You go Christmas Eve, I go Christmas Day.
No, you go Christmas Day, but you're going to go back to back?
Ooh. I need special dispensation.
What happens here? Hey.
Pope Francis, help me out, bro.
Hey, priests and nuns.
Help me out, bro.
Let me ask you a question. I know this is early, but it just hit my head right now. Are you guys going to be at church the whole day, December 24th? Because there's always Christmas Mass. Midnight Mass is Christmas on Christmas, right?
Oh, you can get a 2-for-1 with that.
You can get a 2-for-1er. Think about it. If you haven't gone to church at all this year, go Christmas Eve. Go that Sunday. You can go to Christmas Eve, and then you can go later on for Christmas Day.
Big Lynn's going to ball out Christmas Eve. Since it's on a Sunday, she's going to go to morning mass at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And then she can go to that vigil mass at
the
like
midnight
6
mass.
or 7.
Oh, she's not going to go to midnight mass?
No, she ain't staying up that late. So she's going to go to mass twice in one day.
Yeah, that's a good racket right there, bro.
What? Good racket?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
To say you're gonna have midnight mass, but you're also gonna have that same. But yeah, it's a 2-for-1. They're gonna come back with more money.
That's not bad.
That's a good day.
That is not bad at all. Over to the Women's World Cup. Australia, home team, advanced in the semifinals, defeating France 7-6 on penalty kicks, while England, the Lionesses, defeated Colombia 2-1. With that being said, let's go ahead and step into the day spa. British police are looking for a man who over the past 6 months has been seen swiping pacifiers out of babies' mouths.
Wait.
Why are you laughing, man? Serious business right there.
Dude is just walking around taking pacifiers out of babies' mouths?
Taking noonies out of babies' mouths.
Why is he doing that?
Dude's got a fetish. I don't know, man.
That's a weird fetish, bro. That's not a fetish. That's a problem.
That might get you punched right there. You
Yeah.
want how you take my baby's pacifier? Oh, no. No.
At least he's not taking it. Because if he was taking the pacifier, I would think he has an ecstasy problem.
Yeah, and I could see that at a party now.
Yeah, I can see that in a party, but you just knock it out. He's just walking around knocking it off baby's mouth. It's crazy.
That ain't right, man.
It's crazy.
That ain't right. Going to talk about what was right and what was not right with the Dolphins last night in their first preseason game next here on 560 WQAM. Sports Day on 560 WQAM. A lot of people upset. Miami Dolphins only mustered 3 points last night against the not so great Falcons team.
That was good, man. I like how you did that. That was good, man. It's like I do it. It was like Stockton to Malone.
That's how we do things, man. Thank you.
I'm John Stockton. You're Carl Malone.
Unlikely couple right there. Here we go. So a lot of people are upset though with the Dolphins' performance yesterday. Although
why would they be upset, Dan? You were there, right? You were boots to the ground.
Yeah, boots to the ground. I want to look at the good and the bad and kind of explain why some people might be a little bit upset. I mean, 3 points, you have nothing to really cheer about. The good, you got to the red zone 3 times.
Okay.
Pretty easily too.
The bad,
you didn't score on any of those, including a Mike White interception.
Yeesh.
And he kind of rushed and kind of tried to fit into it too tight of a zone.
Look, you're not going to get athleticism with Mike White. Mikey Blanco's not going to give you athleticism. But what he's going to do, he's going to stand in that pocket and he's going to throw the ball. And Mike White has a better arm than people give him credit for.
No, I think this is what I noticed from Mike White yesterday. The good and the bad. Here is the good. When he doesn't think, when he just plays, when he reacts quickly, when he acts decisively, he's a very good quarterback. When you put him in a situation where he has to think and maybe kind of decipher a few things, you start seeing his head kind of move and the ball kind of wobble and go all over the place. So he needs to be put in the type of situations where just play, because when he has to think or when he gets down to the red zone and things kind of get tight, he seemed to be, and maybe it's because he's with the new team. Maybe it's just because it's the preseason, early in the season, but he seems to get a little flustered and tries to force things and overthink things a little too much when he has to really, really think. So the good is he seems to have it when he just plays. Just when he thinks, it just kind of gets a little Defense, it was okay yesterday. This is the bad thing about it, though.
What's the bad thing?
The whole entire game. The Atlanta Falcons played their third string quarterback, Logan Woodside.
Okay.
Logan Woodside, 14 for 23, 146 yards. Not so great. Not so great.
Yeah, but the Dolphins weren't playing any of their starters,
Right.
bro.
That's true. It was really 6-3 in the fourth quarter until, this is the bad thing, Skylar Thompson did not look very good. Skylar Thompson looked like a third string quarterback.
All right, from your perspective, what was the problem? I don't need you to, when I say your perspective, it's not X's and O's. They're just telling me, like, what was he not going through the progressions?
Wasn't really going through progressions, trying to force balls in places, kind of seemed to get a little bit flustered, used his athleticism a little bit. I will give him some good right there. He had a couple of runs and he did have some somewhat big passes, but at the most part, it just looked very, it looked like it reeked of a lot of effort. Like he was trying really, really hard.
And you think it should, for a guy who was in his second year in that offense, you felt like he should have been more comfortable?
He should have been more comfortable. And like, I guess last year he balled out in the preseason and played decent when he filled in for Tua Tagovailoa and Teddy Bridgewater last year. He did not look like the player he was last year. Maybe because it was the second half of the game. He played the entire second half, by the way. Kind of came in at first, made you think, and then he had 2 interceptions, 10 for 16, 104 yards, 2 interceptions. Just didn't look like the Skylar Thompson we were expecting. Like I said, he threw a pick 6. It just looked a little disjointed. It just looked a little bit disjointed. But I will say this about the Dolphins. And once again, how much can you take from game 1 of the preseason? It looks like they were really dedicated to the running game. Like you saw a lot of Myles Gaskin. When I say a lot, 7 carries, 57 yards, 8.1 average. But it seemed like they were making that concerted effort to get the ball going. Devon Achane, like I said, he got 10 carries. Chris Brooks, he had 5 carries. Chris Brooks looked okay in those 5 carries. 5 carries, 24 yards, about 5 yards a carry. And Skylar Thompson, like I said, he had some rushes there. They had some penalties towards the end. The game was pretty much penalty free up until about the fourth quarter when things kind of started getting a little bit messy.
So the O-line, well, I mean,
O-line.
Okay.
Did not give a lot of time. And that's what really, like, not that Mike White and Skylar Thompson held the ball a little too long. They didn't have a lot of time, but they also, I'll say this, Mike White made an effort to try to get rid of it. When he felt the pressure coming, he tried to get rid of it. Skylar Thompson just took took it, man. That was one of the other things that disappointed me. I thought that Skylar Thompson should have maybe had a little more presence. And I know you're saying, oh, he didn't have a lot of time. He did not, but I felt as though he did have somewhat enough time to just get rid of the ball. He actually did get called for some intentional groundings. And then one time he got called, but they took it back because there was a guy there. But there were sometimes I thought he held on to the ball a little bit too long, maybe didn't have the pocket presence that you were hoped to have in a quarterback. But yes, the offensive line did not look super great. I will say that, which is, as we all know, I'm not telling him any secrets. That is a major concern for the Miami Dolphins. And with that being a concern, you will probably see all of 0 minutes from Tua Tagovailoa this preseason.
Oh, you think that?
Does he play next game?
Well, okay.
I would like to see it.
You know, it's the first preseason game, and they didn't do the Dolphins any favor by only having them play one preseason game at home.
Right.
So we're fans who are, I don't know. I don't want to do that. You know, maybe this was the only game a fan can go to, but they weren't going to see the starters.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Depending on how the rest of the preseason, training camp goes and the preseason, you got Waddle got hurt, and you know they said that the report is it's not as serious as they thought. Just a mild mid fracture.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't expect to see him for the rest of the not training camp, but don't see him. Don't expect to see him for the rest of the preseason. And we already know what Tua. He's the most important player on your squad.
Yeah.
So bubble wrap him.
Yep.
Bubble wrap him.
Do not
Protect
prove
him.
anything in the preseason.
But do you want to see some type of continuity with that offensive line?
I would like to see a series.
Because I don't think you're going to see Teron Armstead, but the rest of the line needs work, and they're going to need work together against somebody other than the Dolphins' defensive line.
Andy Reid came out and said he's going to play his starters the whole first quarter tomorrow against the Saints. That means Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, well,
he said it.
I don't understand why, but
I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the game.
What?
Why are you questioning him?
Well, they're different.
Yeah, everybody has their own style.
But they're different as well. They're implementing new players as well, but players from the outside. Sky Moore's in his second year. You don't have the same receivers that you did that won the Super Bowl this past year. So I can understand you want to get a continuity and get the chemistry going with Patrick, Travis, and get them to know the type of audibles that might be called in a game situation. That makes sense. Dolphins are returning a majority of the starters from last year. So it's totally different than KC,
Yeah, and you got to figure
these guys. Know if the only way I would play them is to say I want to see the continuity with the best 5 offensive linemen. So you see a half maybe or a quarter. But I wouldn't play them next week against who's it, Houston?
For the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, and then they play. I think they finished the.
No, they play the Jaguars next week.
Oh, they play the Jaguars.
No, you're right. You're right. Texans and Jaguars.
And then you're right. And then you finish. I think I would play the Jaguars because week 3. Think about it now. They took
they get the week
off.
Last
preseason game off. Their final preseason game, I believe, is what, Saturday, August 26th,
Saturday, August 26th,
26th.
And then
they don't play again until
the September
4/25. September 10th.
Don't get a home game until September 24th.
So they're basically off for 15 days.
Yeah, it's plenty of time.
Yeah, I think you play week 3, the preseason game. You may see the offense maybe for a quarter or maybe for a half at most, just to get that continuity going with the offensive line.
I do want to talk a little bit about the positives and negatives of the secondary. Noah Igbenogany, a lot of people saying this is the year he's going to turn the corner. He looked like Noah Igbenogany yesterday. I will say that, Vlad.
Yeah,
he got picked on. He got picked on a little bit by the third string quarterback.
How about my boy Cam?
That I'm going to say it is good and it is bad.
What's the good? Give me the good.
The good, he was in position pretty much every single play. The bad, he didn't always make the play. He did get burned. And when I say burned, like they caught the passes, but he was right there. He was always, and that's the thing I like, is that the potential is there. You could see he was always in position and he was right there. Some of the passes they caught were pinpoint throws. You couldn't have thrown them any better. But every single play, Cam Smith was in position. It's just some of those plays, it was a great pass, and some of those plays he just whiffed on and missed. So I'll take that. That's something to grow on. First game as a pro in preseason, game 1 with a lot on you. They went after you. You were in position. You stopped some. You got burnt on some. And when I say burnt, I don't mean like poorly. It's just you were in position and they caught the pass. So that's a positive. I felt a lot better leaving the stadium about Cam Smith than I did Noah Igbenogany.
Did Eli Apple get any action? Or
Eli Apple did get some action.
Okay.
Got a couple tackles, a couple defended passes. They caught some passes on him too. But I mean, that's the league. You're going to get some passes caught on you, unless you're like Superman, like who are like Deion Sanders and Darrelle Revis. If you're not one of those guys, then you're going to get some passes on you. So that was the positive. I will say I was
You were high on Cam Smith than anybody else.
Higher on Cam Smith over Noah Igbenogany
and Eli.
Eli was Eli. I thought he's exactly what I expected him to be.
All right. So who do you think is going to be an opposite of X?
At the beginning of the season, it's going to be it's going to be Eli
the
Apple.
Majority of the season.
Towards the end, I do expect, from what I saw yesterday.
Oh, okay. Were you looking at the sideline and see how Jalen Ramsey was?
He was not on crutches.
Okay. Well, okay.
He looked cool. All
right.
But I expect Cam Smith at the end of the season to be our guy. I do.
Okay.
I thought he was in position. He just needs to work out some of the finer little things. River Craycraft, I thought looked good as a receiver. Braxton Berrios. I mean, I'll say this: Braxton Berrios looked like Braxton Berrios. He's going to be your guy. He's going to be a possession guy. He's going to get in there. He's going to make those catches.
Who was special teams? It's
A-Chain. Devon A-Chain, definitely. He had an opening kickoff return for 38 yards. He even said after the game, we can hear it in the montage, that he says, kickoff's my thing. I love it. I take a lot of pride in that. He seems like he's that.
So do you think Berrios is not going to be a kick return or a punt return or anything like that?
Yeah, he's going to return punts.
Oh, just punts.
A-Chain's going to do kickoffs.
Okay.
I think most likely that's how it's going to work. And I'm cool with that.
I missed the game last night, guys. I was working and I was also watching the Inter Miami game. So that's why I'm asking Dan all these questions.
I was very impressed with Eric Izukama. I thought he was great. He did some end arounds. He caught some good passes. He was impressive. I thought he was the MVP of the offense, even above Devon A-Chain and whoever else you might want to put in there. Myles Gaskin. I thought that he looked explosive. He looked good. He looked sharp. He ran good routes. I know last year a lot of people were saying this at the same time about him, but I thought it was good. But once again, it's so hard to tell when you're going up against third stringers and guys that might not even make the league. So there was good, there was bad. Like I said, what I took away, Cam Smith was in position for his plays. Maybe didn't always make the plays. Noah Igbenogany looked like Noah Igbenogany. Mike White needs to not think and just play. Skylar Thompson, we'll see. There were some points in the game. I mean, it didn't.
So right now, you give Mike White the
I would. Oh yeah, definitely.
The edge right now.
I would definitely. And like he was driving the team down the field. He would get to the red zone as just things just bogged down, and then they get into like a 4th and 2 situation, and the offensive line would fall apart, or they wouldn't get the 2 yards and stuff like that. Mike White did force on the first drive. He was just right down the field. He forced a pass in, and you could see him forcing it. It's like no, and they got an and it deflected, and Atlanta got an interception. And it was kind of one of those things. And then Atlanta's kicker is just absolute garbage. He missed 2 extra points, missed a field goal. What's his name? Sinchuku. I can't remember his name. Let's see. I've got the depth chart in front of me.
Young Hoku.
He was garbage. I mean, you can't miss 2 extra points in a game, man. That's just absolutely terrible. So
that's a young ho.
I mean, you think about it though. If you're the kicker and you're in Miami, it's the first preseason game of the year. You're probably out and about, man.
Not Young Hoku. No, man, he's not out and about, bro.
Why not?
Man. He's not out and about.
You don't know.
First of all, it's not gonna affect him. He lives in Atlanta. Atlanta's one of those cities as well. No, bro.
But you don't have the beach. You don't have Miami.
No.
I don't like Atlanta to begin with, so it's not my favorite. Alpharetta, Buckhead, Miami, Atlanta. Come on, man. You know me. I don't know. But yeah, so let's just see how things go. Let's stay healthy.
What happened to you in Atlanta, man?
I mean, I'm from New Orleans, man. I don't like Atlanta.
Okay.
I did get left at a bar one time and spent the whole night trying to walk myself home, but that wasn't Atlanta's fault. And then there was this one girl.
Was it the Blue Oyster?
No, I was not at the Blue Oyster. I know that joke. It's not true. Now there's this one girl though, man. She's fronting, bro. She was fronting. It was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's. No, it was New Year's Eve. Yeah, it was after the LSU Miami game, Peach Bowl.
Oh, so you were living it up, man. You were high. You were high on life after that
fronting.
beatdown. Was it 40-3 or 40-7?
40-3.
Yeah, and then
she was fronting though.
Oh, was it a UM girl? Was it a Miami
No,
girl?
no, Atlanta girl.
Oh, okay.
Fronting.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Fronting.
All right.
Front. Falcons. I like the Braves, and I don't have anything against the
I get
Hawks.
it. So I understand why you hate Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's a Saints and Falcons rivalry.
And the
Okay.
girl, she was fronting. Still
All
have her
right.
on Facebook. I'm
But,
sending her a message. You fronting. Everybody.
Back to the Dolphins and Falcons preseason game. Was Chosen Anderson
Nope.
on the field?
Nope. Did not see him. Did not see any of those receivers. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be WR3. Is it going to be Braxton Berrios? Is it going to be Chosen Anderson?
Well,
Robbie Anderson?
To me, if
Chosen?
you're not
Robbie
if you're not in uniform
means you're
in week
probably-
1, that kind of means you're pretty much
number 3.
I don't know if you're number 3, but they think you're that good. You've pretty
sit
much
it out.
solidified a roster spot that you don't have to showcase anything in week 1.
Well, that's cool.
You're probably going to be involved when more of the starters do take snaps or take any type of snap.
Well, that's good because then if you have at 4 and 5 Braxton Berrios and Eric Uzukama, from what I saw yesterday, that's pretty good.
That's why I'm shocked that Berrios played, but I also know this is
he had a bobo on his head after the game.
Who?
Braxton Berrios.
Don't worry, he has a beautiful nurse to aid him.
Well, I mean, he said he got just caught up in his helmet and stuff like that, so nothing to worry about. Nobody freak out. Nobody freak out. Those Culpa twins, sisters.
Whoever his boo that's gonna kiss his boo boo was gonna make it all better.
I didn't even know he's part of a reality TV show until the other
Dude,
day.
have you seen his girlfriend?
Yeah, it's the Culpa sisters.
Yeah,
I know.
They did well.
Yeah, man, that's our guy.
Christian McCaffrey and Berrios did very well.
They got a type, that's for sure. Football, blonde hair, muscles. A lot of women have that type, though. Good job. Culpa sisters. What's the name of the reality show?
I don't know.
For anybody that's wondering, let's see. Like me.
Well, we'll have the answer after break.
Oh, 560 WQM. We're about to keep it a buck here on 560 WQAM. My cousin Vladimir Louison. I am Dan Day, but we got to get into the really important stuff. It's not Culpa sisters. It's Culpo sisters, by the way.
You messed up.
And the original name of that TLC reality series is the Culpo sisters. Spent a lot of time on that one, obviously.
Yeah.
It's all about the content, Vlad. So let me give you a quick synopsis of what's going on with the Culpo sisters.
Oh, I'm dying to know.
Former Miss Universe, Olivia Culpo, and her sisters, Aurora and Sophia, take on social media stardom while dealing with relationship snafus, Braxton, family mischief, and constant advice from millions of followers.
So this is the Kardashians, the blonde version?
Yeah, it's kind of like a generic version of the Kardashians. Now, you might be asking, well, who's married to who? Braxton is not married to the former Miss Universe.
No, they're going out.
Oh, he's dating. There you go. He's dating Sophia.
Yes.
Culpo, who's dark-headed.
Okay.
Just in case you're keeping notes at
All
home.
right.
Now, who is
McCaffrey's
running with the former Miss Universe?
That's Christian McCaffrey.
Olivia Culpo. Yes, that is Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's blonde-headed. She's beautiful. They're
Who's
all
going out-
beautiful.
So who's the other sister? Who's going out with the other sister?
Who is going out with, well, let's get it right because I don't want to mislead anybody. Aurora Culpo. Let's see. Hopefully it's like, what's his name that we hate so much for the Suns? Devin Booker.
Why put so much hate on Devin Booker?
Because Bad Bunny hates him. If Bad Bunny hates him, I hate him.
Unnecessary.
Bad Bunny hates you, I hate you.
No, unnecessary.
That's rules. Oh, Sophia Culpo confirmed split with boyfriend Braxton Berrios.
Oh, no.
That was in March, too, man. We are not keeping up with the Culpos very well.
Gosh, damn, Braxton.
Aurora Culpo says ex wasn't willing to change after cheating. So back with the Culpos are back on the market,
Jeez,
man.
why they putting Braxton's business out in the streets like that?
No, that's not Braxton. That's Aurora. Keep
Aurora.
Keep up with the Culpos.
I'm sorry.
Vlad.
I'm sorry. You said but you said Braxton. That's what you said. You had mentioned that, like they had broken up.
Right. So one of them, so Sophia and Braxton decided to break up. Aurora,
okay,
and her boyfriend or whatever, husband.
So
whatever,
Aurora and Sophia are available.
that I know of. Yes, I'm having trouble keeping up with the Culpos.
This is messed up. I feel bad for Christian McCaffrey
because he's
here.
stuck on this reality.
Well,
show.
no, cool. Christian's there, but what if, like, Braxton's like, I'm trying to get back with him, man. Come on, man. Put in a good word for me. You know what I mean? Because I saw them vacationing together not too long ago. But,
So Aurora's on the market. She's for the streets right now. Her former
you're confusing. All right, let's get to keep it a buck because you're confusing the crap out of me.
You can't keep up with the Culpos, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm going to keep it a buck. Real quick, real simple. Marlins, they beat the Yankees today simply because the Yankees aren't that good. That's keeping it a buck.
That's it.
That's it.
That's nasty.
I'm not saying the Yankees are bad. I'm just saying they're not that good. They can come in here and sweep.
Let's keep
the
it a buck,
Marlins.
man. South Florida might be if Miami doesn't win #1 sports market this year, then yeah,
it's got to.
Then I know there's hate, but then it's just outright hate. Like there's a different type of there's different levels of hate. There's hate and there's outright hate. If South Florida, Miami doesn't win Sports City of 2023, then it's just outright hate because I remember I think South Florida has had maybe 3 or 4 weekends where it's just been the capital of the world, like sports capital of the world. This weekend is another one.
I mean, just yesterday alone was crazy.
But just the weekend alone, like
let's go. Dwyane Wade.
All right. So Dwyane, and this is where it is.
I got bashed because I didn't say it first the other day. That's why I mentioned
okay,
it
so keep it a buck. What is the number? Is Dwyane Wade going to the Hall of Fame the #1 story this weekend in South Florida? Because this is where I was leading into. Because that's why the sports capital, it's just been unbelievable this year. You have Dolphins, who everybody has as a team that to look out for in 2023, Super Bowl aspirations. Okay. Marlins, Yankees, 2 teams above 500 trying to get into a postseason, trying to get a wild card spot. Inter Miami with Lionel Messi, the most
famous person in the world,
famous
right now,
athlete in the world, maybe
most person. I don't know, Kim Kardashian.
No,
the Culpos are pretty popular too,
but probably the most famous athlete in the world, greatest soccer player ever, just led his team to the semifinal of a Leagues Cup. And then you had Canes scrimmage this morning.
Big one.
And they're only 3 weeks away from their first game when everything really matters in college football, when it starts to matter, which is what's that, Labor Day weekend, September 1st against Miami of Ohio. So yeah, man, it's just been an active weekend in South Florida.
That's all we
and
do.
It's been like, it seems like there's been one weekend every month this year.
Every day,
right?
like.
I know it seems from March to now.
There are no slow times in the sports world of South Florida. I can guarantee you that. It just keeps on going. Just like the Copos. We can't keep up with them.
You can't even say their name right.
That's how much I can't keep up with them.
Jesus.
I can say Kardashian correctly, though. I can say that. College football, getting kind of interesting. I want to bring something up to you. A crazy idea next, Vlad, and you let me know whether it's absolutely asinine or if it makes some sense. We'll talk about that.
I see how you just use Kardashian and then asinine. I see where you're going. There.
Oh, I'm so slick, man.
Oh,
so
man.
slick.
You.
Courtney,
You.
holla at your guy. We'll be back up 560. You. WQA. Extended version of Sports Day today, going till 4:30-ish today. Oh, I am. Someone asked me the other night, my friend Seth actually asked me the other night, he's like, is it a joke or is Vlad really serious when you ask him to go an extra hour? And he says, no. I go, it's not a joke. That's not a joke. It's not a joke. No, this is all authentic. This is all very authentic that we're doing here. I do want to bring up this, Vlad, with all the craziness. And in the next segment, we're really going to get into what's going on with college football because it moves so fast. Someone was telling me the other day, with these super conferences that seem to be inevitable, you're going to basically play all your games in conference. What's going to happen to the smaller schools that, the rent-a-wins that make millions of dollars for showing up and playing some of these bigger teams like the Ohio States and the Florida States and the Michigans? What's going to happen? And they said, well, how about this? College football gets a preseason where you have those games, a game or two against maybe some of the smaller schools that want to get a payday. You can kind of get your practice in. You can still get fans in the stands and make some money. And then you'll be ready to jump into the season week 1 when you're basically going to be playing throughout your whole conference for the rest of the year. Is that something that could possibly ever be done? Or is it just now they're always going to have that 1 or 2 games where you can rent a win and then the rest of the time you're going to have to play in conference because there's just too many teams that are going to be in conferences eventually?
I don't know.
I just don't think there could be a preseason in college football.
There's no way there could be a preseason. But it's going to be even hard to do interconferences games. You're not
going to get around to everybody. Obviously, you're still not. As it is now, you're not getting around to everybody.
No.
Even if you played every single game in
conference. So here's another thing. So if there's interconference games, right? If it's basically going to be 2 to 3 conferences, then the bowl, how bowl teams are selected going to be different. Because there were certain bowls that were aligned with conferences,
like the Rose Bowl with
the Rose Bowl is no longer Big 10 and Pac-12.
No, it's
or
not.
The Pac-10 or the Pac-4.
It is not. Oregon State,
right? The Big 12 doesn't have SEC and Sugar Bowl are no longer connected anymore. The ACC and the Orange Bowl are no longer connected anymore.
I don't even know. I mean, with college football looking more and more like the pros, I don't know how much longer college football continues the whole bowl thing, to be honest with you. I still think it's cool, but if it went away this year, Vlad, would you be overly upset about the bowls being gone?
Yeah, I'm a gambler.
Oh, okay. Whew. Thank goodness for the gambling community keeping the bowls alive. Nice.
What, you think I want to spend time with my family in December?
No. That's the worst part about vacation and holidays, man. I don't do stuff with your family. I mean, it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not, man. Everybody gets up Christmas morning before the Heat game that we're going to be working, or at least I'm going to be working, being like, oh, man, I got to get boozed up. I got to go see my family for the rest of the day.
You can't even do that.
I booze up. Booze up, Vlad. Booze up. I brought you some booze from Jensen's liquor store already.
You did.
So you saved that. Well, you got to work all night though, man.
I'm working consecutively.
Maybe when you get, I would say when you get off, but yeah.
For the next 18 days.
That's what I'm talking about, Vlad. Work hard. But yeah, bowl football, I like the bowl football. And now that you're mentioning that it's got the whole gambling behind it, it's going to be fine. It'll be all right. But it's going to be interesting. Is it just like a free-for-all now where bowls just, when I say there's like a pecking order and they just take who they want?
They're just going to, yeah, absolutely. Now bowls are going to take whatever team that has a great fan base that knows that the kids are going to travel, the alums are going to travel, and they're going to try to be the ones to select.
So it's just like a totem pole. Like this year, if you're not in the playoffs,
well, that's a good question, though. Kuzan, that's a good question because it's like, okay, which bowls are going to be have top priority?
Right.
Because we all know what the major bowls, because they're going to be associated with the college football playoffs. And when they expand it from 4 to 12, obviously there's going to be certain bowls that are going to be whatever, the first round, second round, whatever, right? But what about the other bowls?
Yeah. That's the thing. It must be in some type of rotation, or just whoever offers more money gets to be higher on the totem pole.
Right.
So it's all about money.
I believe there's like 4 to 6 bowls that are the college football playoff bowls. But what about the other bowls? What's gonna make I don't know, the what was once whatever the Holiday Bowl was, the bowl that's in San Diego. right?
You got the Poinsettia Bowl. Yeah,
the Poinsettia. Okay, the Poinsettia Bowl, whatever, right? Where's that at in Texas?
Where's
in California?
The Colpo Bowl? Where's the Colpo Bowl going to be? Is that going to be in California? No, the Poinsettia Bowl is in San Diego.
San Diego. That's the one that was formerly the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah.
That's usually a bowl that was Pac-12
second best team in the Big 12
or a Big 12
Pac-12.
Yes,
Big 12.
it was usually Big 12 Pac-12. So say you get say Texas was finished 7-4, 8-3. They're not selected to one of the major bowls, but they can go to San Diego, know that fans are going to travel there, and they're going to get a good turnout. So say it's a USC Texas type of game. Say USC finished 9-3 in the Pac-12 at a time. They know they can go to San Diego. It's a holiday. It's not far for those clowns from USC just to take an hour and a half trip down the freeway to go see their team play. There were certain bowls that because they were aligned with certain conferences, they would know that they would get a good turnout. It's not guaranteed anymore.
No, not at all. Not guaranteed anymore. And like I said, I guess it's just about the money game. If you have more money, you can get the better teams that aren't in the playoff and everything going like that. Yeah. Dr. Toboggan tells us about the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. I do like the names of the bowls, man. Like, back in the day, we had simple bowls like the Orange Bowl and the Peach Bowl. Now we got some good names like the Gasparilla Bowl and the Popeyes Fried Chicken Bahamas Bowl. I like all that, Vlad. It gets me excited about those strange, funny names.
I would definitely go to the Bahamas Bowl.
That'd be nice. No, nobody's in the stands. Nobody's.
I don't care. I just want people on the beach.
Yeah. I'll go to a bowl game that has nobody at it. Don't get me wrong. I would love it. Like the Boca Raton Bowl. Send me to that bad boy. We'll broadcast live, pre, post, during. Doesn't matter.
We're gonna broadcast where? From Town Center Mall?
I mean, wherever they want us, man. Just put us in the middle of the field. How about that? I mean, it's a bowl game. Who cares? Whatever. Let's kind of gather ourselves real quick and let's get a rewind of some of the stuff that happened in the sports world here in South Florida over the past week. I'm getting together with that montage.
Joseph Martinez standing over the ball at midfield. The blue-clad Charlotte FC defending the goal towards the right. Inter Miami dressed all in pink. Bill Shane, Thomas Rongan, Fernando Fiori, and Lionel Messi.
Come on, y'all, let's take a ride. Don't you say a word, just get inside.
The Miami Marlins are 60-56, and they currently hold that third and final wild card spot in the National League. The New York Yankees, it's a much different story. They're 5 games back in the American League wild card picture. They've got about a month and a half to turn their season around.
Jesus Luzardo continues to really impress throughout the course of this season. He enters his 24th game of the season. Marlins 15-8 when he takes the ball.
And I know that I can bring it. If you can't take the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. We on a mission.
Martinez, right heel touching the 18, inside the box, straight on with Kalina. The whistle, the lean back to his right, drives it into the corner with Kalina diving the other way. Goal for Inter Miami.
Swung on and hit high in the air at dead center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Away back in dead center. Hitting the grass in the batters protection. A Judgian blast. Here he comes. All rise. Here comes the judge.
All right, you want to know how far that was? 464 feet.
I feel like every game I go into, I'm always nervous. I just take for me to get tackled, for all the nerves to go away. So it's just natural though. So if you ain't nervous, that means you're not hurting. So.
If the goal is average, then I was super pumped.
Campana squares. Perfect! Messi! He's done it again! And Leo Campana with a silver-plated service.
Messi, Campana, Messi.
And the 3-2. Ripped into center field. Bader's there, puts it away, and the Yankees win 9-4, much needed. They did it with an opener. They did it with power. And they win the first game of this 3-game set.
And the final whistle from Ismail Elfaf. Lionel Messi with the cherry on top of a 4-0 showdown against Charlotte.
So yesterday, Aaron Judge hits an absolute bomb at Lone Depot Park. But you bring up a good point, Vlad. Earlier you said, how do they know exactly how far it went? It seems like 2 seconds after the ball is hit. Oh, that was 474 feet.
So,
whoa!
The Judge home run, right? So
and then 2 minutes later,
I get the notification. And I'm like, oh, all right, let me check it out. So I see it. The notification said 474. So then when I see the home run, it's the commentator said 464. And then if eventually ended up being 466, I believe.
Okay.
But I'm like, how do you know?
And how do they know? Like, as the guys announcing, like, a blast by Aaron Judge, it goes 469 feet. It's like, wait, how do you know that quickly?
I know that it's okay, it could say
if it clears the 400 wall.
Right. If it's 408, to clear dead center, all right, fine. But how do you know that's 64 feet? Because they's like, oh, he hit the I mean, that ball was far, bro. He hit that Aaron Judge hit a bomb. Like, that was crazy far. But still, how did you know? How did they know automatically? And they're always wrong.
Yeah, they're always wrong because they're guessing. And it's
you ever noticed?
Matter of inches.
Here's what I love. Oh, that home run. Oh, that must have went 466 feet. And then later on, just wait 30 seconds to a minute later when the game announcer, the scoreboard announcer goes, that home run by Aaron Judge was 461 feet. But they never clarify that.
As an announcer, just be like, that's by far over 415 feet. Just, just say what was over, under. Yeah, I don't know.
Look, I'm not making, I'm making fun of Susan Waldman because that's what was given to her, whoever the statistician was, but
spotter, as they say.
Yeah.
I don't know what all that means. I'm just throwing out.
Right. I don't know who the stat guy was, but the fact of the matter is she said 466. When you get the notification, it said 477. And then when you hear the stadium announcer like a minute later, it's like, oh, that home run went 463.
One thing, it was long gone. That's for sure. Whew. That was a bomb. No more of those today. No more. 8 o'clock
more
tonight.
Of those, please.
No, stop. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't get everybody riled up. I can't have. You're wearing a Yankees hat today.
Hey, I'm wearing a Yankees hat for 2 reasons. One, I haven't gotten a haircut.
No. Yeah, but 1. Okay, that's number 2. Number 1.
No, look, I really haven't gotten a haircut. I can't go that gray, man. All right. I'm looking like I'm 70.
Are you going out tonight with the hat on? Oh,
no,
you gotta work.
No, I'm working. I can't. And plus, you know what happened to me? I got caught in the middle, bro. Last week I was supposed to get a haircut. This was the week I'm supposed to get a haircut. Last week I had a haircut. This week I was supposed to get a haircut. But I didn't. Because I want to get a haircut next weekend because I'm going out to a couple of events, a couple of concerts.
Nice.
So I wanted to say, now I'm caught right now. I need a haircut. Or do I go to the next 4 to 5 days?
Wear the hat.
And wear the hat and just get a fresh haircut Friday?
Yep.
Or do I get a haircut now and just wait the 6 days and get a shape up 6 days later?
No, that's too much, man. That's too much. Just wear the hat. It'll be cool.
That's where I'm caught. I'm caught right now. So that's why I'm wearing a hat. And it just so happens it's the same weekend the Yankees are playing the Marlins and the Yankees won.
Look, if I got some messed up hair, I'll just put a hat on. I need to take a shower.
Wait, what do you mean you haven't showered?
No, I just need to take a shower before I go out tonight.
Oh.
I didn't shower last night. Nah,
you nasty, yo. You stink.
So we'll wear cologne. Keep it going. That's neither here nor there. Let's talk about 8 o'clock tonight. Dwyane Wade is going to be showered and cologned up because he is going into the Basketball Hall of
Fame. What he's going to wear? He's going to have a nice fit on.
He's going to be dressed to the nines.
Dressed to the nines.
He don't play around with his outfits, man. His outfit's probably worth more than my car. I'm not even joking. At least I have a car. I'm happy about that. South Florida, seriously. Dolphins, they didn't play many of their starters last night. They fell to the Falcons 19-3. The team went 0-3 in the red zone. Rookie Devon Achane, 14 touches in his debut, 25 yards on the rushing with 10 carries, 4 receptions, 41 yards, and a 38-yard kickoff return. Good to see you got a little Swiss Army knife in there, maybe. Next, Taysom Hill, maybe. Canes football team, they held their scrimmage before Canes Fest at Hard Rock earlier today. Inter Miami, they blew out Charlotte 4-0 last night in the semifinals of Leagues Cup play. Oh, yes, Lionel Messi, he got a goal in the 86th minute. They're taking on the Philadelphia Union Tuesday at 7 in those semifinals of Leagues Cup play. Women's soccer, the Aussies, they've advanced to the semifinals, defeating France 7-6 on penalty kicks.
All right, the host nation.
Host nation always does pretty good. Hopefully, that's a good sign.
Is it scripted?
Okay, let me finish this because I like to give the ladies their due. England down Colombia 2-1. I got someone the other day. I was walking in a 26th degree brew in Pompano Beach on Wednesday for trivia, and they're like, "Tell me the truth. Lionel Messi's goals, are they scripted?" I was like, "This isn't professional wrestling. You can't do that." And they're like, it just kind of seems like a lot of coincidences, a lot of things falling into place. Come on, Vlad. Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you have to say?
No, it's not scripted, but but I mean, if you are one that likes to believe in conspiracy theories and that things are scripted, and everybody's all playing a role in this script we call life. All right, go ahead, knock yourselves out.
The only thing that could possibly be seen as not scripted but forced is some of the penalties that they've gotten penalty kicks or free kicks on have been maybe a little early on the whistle because they know it'll give them an opportunity. But still, I even see those fouls and I say, no, those were worthy of free kicks and penalty kicks. And who kicked the penalty kick last night for Inter Miami? It wasn't Lionel Messi. It was Joseph Martinez. See, Tata Martino not playing favorites. Tata Martino coached Joseph Martinez at Atlanta United, won MLS Cup with him. There you go. See, if it were all about Messi, actually, I would like to see Messi kick that penalty kick, but nonetheless. What's going on there? Is it like, you know what? Go ahead. Let the baby have his bottle. Go ahead, Joseph. Get yourself a goal.
They knew they were going to win. It was easy work for them. They were not worried about Charlotte whatsoever.
How Messi forgot to score last night. And in the 86th minute. Oh, yeah, by the way, let me go ahead. Got great service, by the way, from Leo Campana, by the way. Give Leo Campana credit. Man got great service. And Messi don't need service. I don't know if I want to
say this.
You don't need service.
But I got to see the game free on Apple. I pay for Apple, but I didn't pay for the Apple. I didn't pay for the MLS.
You didn't pay for the MLS package?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Which has upset a lot of people. Like my friend Lewis from the Wolfpack went and got Apple TV. Didn't realize he had to go another step and get.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
He's like, wait, why am I paying
$20 for an Apple? But like I'm only watching. No.
He bought Apple TV. He's like, no, you got Apple TV. Okay.
I don't know. I was shocked.
No, Insider. Now, if they continue to give it away for free on Apple without the MLS package, kudos. I did find out. I was talking to the manager at Duffy's Implantation. They have the MLS package, so you can actually go watch all the Inter Miami games and the Messi games. They're the same thing nonetheless in English at the Duffy's Implantation. So I think that if we need to go somewhere to watch a Inter Miami game and you don't have the Apple free like you did last night, might have to go out to Duffy's Implantation and check that out because 2 for 1.
I was watching it already. Royalty,
okay.
That's a stream. Royalty too.
Jokingly saying that.
Joking. Royalty too.
They shut down my site.
Man, that's messed up. Royalty too.
Carousel.
ROYALTY 2.
Once again, joking.
That you get to see all the games. YouTube TV. Have you seen all the commercials now because the NFL package is now going to YouTube TV?
Yeah, it's gonna be harder and harder to watch NFL games these days. Not really, because they got royalty. Sam,
I'm just saying.
What was that saying again?
Royalty2.com.
So the Marlins, they lost yesterday 9-4 to the Yankees. They're going to be playing again today at 4:10. You know where you can watch that game?
You can watch it on Valley Sports.
There you go, Vlad.
Valley Marlins.
Keep it official, man. Keep it
and
official.
MLB.com, MLB Network as well. But it's probably going to be blacked out because you can watch it locally here on the Valleys.
That's why sometimes it's better to just go to Road and watch it there because you're always going to get it.
Absolutely.
With that being said, let's take a step into the day spa. Yes. A prankster dad snuck a 12-inch sex toy and some lube into his teenage son's carry-on bag at the New Orleans airport just to embarrass him.
That's messed up, bro.
Oh, goodness. What do you even say, Vlad?
You can't, because that's your dad. What are you going to do?
The whole story, the dad hopefully going to a sex shop and buying those items and jamming them in his into his kid's bag. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
Nasty work.
College rivalries could be dead.
Dunzo.
Seriously dead.
The end.
We're going to see if we can resurrect them next here on 560 WQAM.
if you ask the wealthy schools like Ohio State and Alabama, they're in a great spot. If you ask Cal, Justin Wilcox, their football coach, it's horrific. He has no idea what to tell his parents, players, his recruits, his players right now. They have no answers. And the wealthier are going to continue to get richer. You know how this works. And it's going to continue to create the divide between the haves and have-nots. At Pac-12 Media Days, I talked to Oregon State players who told me how special the rivalry game is with Oregon. Poof. On unless they make it happen in their non-conference schedule, they meet in bowl games or whatever it is. Greeny, we are incrementally losing what makes this sport special.
That's ESPN's Heather Dinch talking about the state of college football and how it's an arms race, but at the same time, we may be cutting off one of our very own arms, getting rid of some of the most special rivalries and games that we have in college football. And I'll tell you this, Vlad, your big rivalry game at the end of the year is not the same when you're playing it in week 1 or week 2 of the season because you have to schedule it outside of conference. Sucks.
All right.
Sucks.
Now, I was saying that earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was saying this earlier, but then I'm going to be petty Vlad. For us Kings fans, it really doesn't matter because it would actually benefit us. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago about if they went to the SEC, and you know how I am about all this realignment. I don't like it, but when you're talking about the end of the year rivalries, Florida State, Florida still can happen.
Oh, it's legally happening.
It has to, right? Well, Miami, Florida would happen more so because they'll be in the SEC. So I think they would have to play each other. They couldn't avoid that. USC and UCLA going to the Big Ten still happens. So some of the rivalries are going to be there. It's just the in-state rivalries I still think will happen. It's the other rivalries that, going to a if you're going to College Station, if you're a Texas Longhorn fan, going to Tempe or Scottsdale or Tucson,
Arizona
if you're
State,
going to Arizona, but if
Washington State,
that's if
Apple
USC.
Cup.
Right. If you're they're all rivalries. Duke, North Carolina is still going to happen in basketball because they're in the same conference.
Right.
But it's the interconference rivalries that you're not going to be able to see. That's going to be something like the backyard brawl between Pittsburgh and West Virginia.
The clear answer to this is there needs to be 2 conferences, SEC and Big Ten. That way you can lump everybody in and you can play them all how you want to play them and you can have your rivalries, because if the SEC takes, like I said, I'm all for the SEC taking Florida. Well, they already got Florida, so that's not the point. Florida State and Miami, and then having a Florida State championship every year as common opponents. I wouldn't mind that one bit.
Like in basketball senses, like seeing Kansas against Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing, that was something. If that was something you see every year, because those 2 programs are big. They're always on the top of the game. If they play each other, that's a rivalry. You could see a number 1 versus a number 2. In college football, it would be tough. It would be very difficult.
Right.
If Miami and Notre Dame can't happen because one team's in a conference, the other team's in another conference.
College football is going to be tough because you are limited in your games. Basketball and baseball in college, you can more maneuver because you have more games and you have a little more leeway, especially earlier in the season. But yeah, you get it. The Oregon States, the Washington States, when they might have to end up in different conferences. And like I said, there's something about it, not playing at the end of the year, having to schedule it out of conference, the first game 2 or 3 in the season. It's just not the same. The rivalry's there. It's just not the same.
And also, that was something that those networks, ESPN and Fox, FS1, they really hyped those certain weeks up as rivalry week,
Mm-hmm.
so that in October, when you got to see a Texas and Oklahoma, you're not going to get to see that anymore. There's no Red River Shootout or Red River rivalry. Now that it's they changed the name, you don't get those anymore because everybody's going into one conference.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Last year, I think the first game of the year was Pitt, West Virginia, because that was the only place they could schedule it. Backyard brawl. And there was something about it. It's like, it's not the same.
And that's another thing. Are we going to get, for like week 1 now in college football, are we going to get immediate rivalry conference games?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to get that. I mean, there's no way around it. There's scheduling around it.
Okay, but if you're a Alabama, if you're a Georgia, are you going to schedule?
Well, you have no choice.
Yeah, but are you going to schedule a top team, or are you going to schedule one of the bottom feeders? Or are there a bottom feeder?
It's what the conference is going to tell you to do. It's not so much like, oh, we want Vanderbilt. They're going to say.
I mean, could you imagine week 1 if Miami went to the SEC, like Alabama, Miami, or Georgia, Florida State, week 1?
Whew. That'd be a hell of a week right there. But the other thing about the rivalry at the end of the year, that's your bragging rights, not only for the rest of the year, but also every once in a while you get to ruin your rival's season. Last game of the year, they're going for the championship or whatever they're going for, and you go in there and clip them, and you say, ha ha, still better than you. You clip them at the very beginning of the season, and the season plays out. It's like, oh, yeah, back 3 months ago, we got you. Like, we ended your hope in the long run. We did that. It's kind of sad, but yeah, of course you do have the natural. If you're still in the same conferences like the ACC or the SEC, if you're rivals like Miami, Florida State, you're still going to play each other. But if conferences start breaking up and taking different teams, you could see that. What happens if, let's say, the Big Ten were to take Florida State and the SEC or the Big 12 were to take Miami? It's like you might never play these guys again. You might never see Florida. You might never see, of course, the Florida would love that. They could duck us constantly, but you might never see Florida State and Miami play very often. It's just, this world is just absolutely crazy with everything that is going on. And it does look like the rivalry, especially in football, is going to be a little less luster to it, at least. Now, like you said, basketball,
the basketball is done.
Basketball is done. And I mean, the conferences.
I mean, literally, if a conference has 20 teams in that conference,
you play everybody once.
You play everybody. No, you're gonna play everybody twice.
You gotta play everybody twice.
I don't know.
How long is the basketball season gonna be?
You're supposed to do a home and home. You're supposed to do a home and home.
Yeah, but the SEC doesn't. There's some teams in your different division. Well, there's no more divisions anymore, too. We've lost divisions, so that's
right.
gone.
That's what I'm saying. So you're gonna play everybody once, but then what are you gonna do?
Doesn't seem fair.
Nah,
does not seem fair at all. So you play. You do what some. Yeah, because what they do is they divide them into 2 divisions, and you play everyone in your division twice, and then some teams from the other division. Well, that's all gone.
But you win a regular season title, you win a conference title, but how you going to factor in who's how you seed in the conference tournament in the end?
And isn't the conference tournament just a continuation of the regular season? Because that's basically all you're doing is playing.
Well, you don't. I mean, put it this way. You rather win the conference tournament than win the regular season title.
Yeah, because at least you go to the NCAA
you're automatically in the NCAA tournament if you win the conference title. I mean, you automatically if you win the division, but it's not. It's that you're in once you win the conference title.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy. I don't know what it's going to do to the rest of the sports. It's just looks like it's like an arms race. We're just trying to get as many teams, as many markets as we possibly can, and we'll figure it out. You know what? Whatever. The kids might have to travel all the time, never go to school. Everybody goes from school from home anyway nowadays. So maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, Vlad. I mean, Joe Burrow never stepped foot on LSU's campus his senior year or whatever year you consider that. He did everything correspondence except to go play football. So maybe that's their argument.
Yeah, but that was COVID. Yeah,
that's true. I don't know if it would have been much different these days, but nonetheless, I mean, maybe that is the thing. Like, what does it matter if they're going flying out to Cal from Miami to go play in a conference game? Because they're just going to take correspondence anyway. Maybe that's the whole thing. Like, why do we need to have to worry about geographical stuff like that? The other question is this. Is there a University of Alaska? I know there's Hawaii. I've never heard of Alaska.
Oh, you want to go to Anchorage?
Is there a University of Alaska? I'm sure there is, and everybody's going to burn me. University of Alaska. There's got to be, right? University of Alaska. Where is it located? Anchorage. Did you know that? Why don't they ever play sports?
Who wants to go to Alaska, bro? It's cold. It's freezing out there.
I'm just wondering. I mean, I've heard of Maine. I've heard of Hawaii, of course. I've heard of every state having a university, but you never hear like, oh, Alaska's in town this weekend. Have you noticed that?
Because those kids probably would never leave the town that they just went into. Who wants to stay in Anchorage?
I don't get it though.
Ask Mario Chalmers. Isn't he from Alaska?
I mean, I know Trajan Langdon was from Anchorage East or something like that.
Yeah, you saw bro. And
No, but how
and
come
he
the
hauled ass when he saw Durham. He was ready to go.
I'm not
there
even
and
worried
stay
about
there.
that. I don't understand why Alaska either doesn't have a sports program or they're never playing anybody.
Who's going to Alaska?
Vlad, who's going to North Dakota? I mean, I'm just saying, you would think logically, even though it is the least populated state in the United States,
there might just be 11 people in that university.
Okay, then that would be a good reason why. But I've seen every other university from every other state travel around and play games. I've never heard of, oh crap, the University of Alaska Anchorage is in town. That'd be a nice trip down here to Miami. You'd think they'd want that. There is no, I'm just stumbling upon things that I just deep in my psyche that I've never, let me know. 305-567-0560, or you can go to the YouTube live or the Twitch page and let me know. University of Alaska, have they ever come to town to play a sport or debate or whatever? Glee club, I don't know, anything. And if you did graduate from there and you could prove that, drinks are on me. Yeah. Am I missing something? Oh, I was hearing something.
I just saw, Menthols here, and I'm like, what is he doing here?
Jimmy Menthols is here? Yeah. Oh, he's got a football game tonight.
Oh, that's right.
He's wearing pink. Jimmy, come step in the camera with Vlad real quick, just so everyone can see you representing your pink. You're riding high off that Inter Miami win last night, huh?
You said you're riding high off that.
Oh, you can't hear. That's true.
Oh yeah, definitely.
4-0.
4-0.
I know, and I appreciate that text at 2:00 in the morning. That was nice. Stick around. We're gonna do some something or nothing next here on 560 WQAM. Whoa, Vlad, you're freaking me out, man. Thought this was our closing song. Oh, Vlad's working right now. Sorry about that. This is not the close of the show. We have an extended version of Sports Day on 560 WQAM. Going to lead you in to some NFL football action. That's why Jimmy Menthols is here. Got to get into a little bit of something or nothing in just a minute. Yep, that's my chicken scratch right there. Something or nothing. Some of the things I'm going to ask Vlad, whether it is something or whether it is nothing. Simple put, right there. Yesterday's price, not today's price. That is Fat Joe telling you that the show's over, but it's not over. Like I said, we're sticking around for a little bit. We're going to keep an eye on the Marlins. We're going to keep an eye on everything else that is going on. I had a very important question to ask you, Vlad, but I don't know what happened to me. I blacked out, I guess. I forgot what I was going to ask you. It was something very, very serious, and I just did not get to it. I'm sorry about that, man. Oh, was it about drinking? No, it wasn't. Man, I'm lost, bro. I'm lost. I forgot what I wanted to ask you. Nonetheless, I got plenty to ask you. And when it comes to me, I'll ask you. Nonetheless, this is what we're going to do, Vlad. We're going to do a little something or nothing. You know the rules. You know how to do it. You got this. Tyler Hero dropped 44 while wearing sweatpants yesterday in the Miami Pro League. Is that something or nothing?
That's something. Anybody that drops 40 wearing sweatpants, so that's always an accomplishment, man.
That jogged my memory. Future Miami Heat guard Damian Lillard, the only person that one commercial on TV, he can be pushing Modelo Especial beer, and then in the next commercial, Gatorade. It's like, I guess, drink this at night, drink this in the morning.
After you play basketball, you want to drink your Gatorade, but then after you
I was thinking the other way, down a bunch of Modelo, and then the next morning when you're hungover and dry out.
Well, that could help. That could help as well, especially out west. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that high desert gets you.
Oh, that high desert, man. You wake up in that middle of the night. Oh, my God. You need anything.
Have you ever been out to Agua Caliente in Palm Springs?
Yes.
I was about to say a word. That place, man, you don't realize how hot it is.
Palm Springs is weird, right? It's the hottest place in the world.
I live there.
Right? But there's nothing but, like,
just desert and
plastic Barbie dog ladies.
Yeah, and golf courses.
And like old ladies with young men.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to be a walker, man. You got to walk these ladies.
You got to be a walker. Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you what I like about Agua Caliente, hot as Hades. Refuse to put up a parking garage with any shade. They just make a massive parking lot like Calder Casino, where you have to walk 4 miles on the concrete, in the sun, in the desert. Goodness gracious. If you ever go to Agua Caliente in Palm Springs, just be ready. I think my shoes
drink a lot of water.
My shoes melted one time. Okay, so Tyler Hero dropping 44.
That's something, bro. That's something. He's out there to prove something. It's funny. He came out to the Miami Pro-Am in sweatpants.
Sweatpants dropping 40.
And he's dropping 40. That's like the last person I seen that busted somebody's ass with 40 was
I don't know. There's been a lot of people that bust 40.
Nah, man. You don't drop 40 points in sweatpants, man. Come on, man. Nah, you don't do that.
Astros.
When's the last time you seen somebody drop 40 in sweatpants?
I don't know the last time I saw someone wear sweatpants.
Last time I saw anybody drop 40 in sweatpants was above the rim.
I mean, no, I've dropped more than 40 in sweatpants, but I'm talking about $40, bro. Oh, we'll get into what I'm doing tonight, man. I'm gonna drop some money tonight, bro.
You want to wear sweatpants if you were dropping 40.
Life I live. Those vegan meals ain't cheap, bro. Astros John Singleton ends a 2-year home run drought by hitting 2 home runs last night against the LA Angels. Is that something or nothing?
That's nothing.
Nothing?
No.
He hit some bombs too.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich completes signing Harry Kane from
That's
Tottenham.
something. That's
4
something.
years, $110 million contract.
That's something. That is something. Wow, Harry was doing great. Premier League. Now he's going to the Bundesliga. What is it? The
Bundesliga.
Bundesliga.
Berlin. Union Berlin. That's my team in Bundesliga, man.
Bundesliga.
Union Berlin.
Shout out to Mr. Kane. Man.
Hey, man, love Harry Kane.
Go win that, man. And probably what they really want him to do is help them win a Champions League.
Yeah, because they always find a way to win.
Tyler Hero, a.k.a. the White Shep.
From
Above the Rim. If anybody knows Shep from Above the Rim, remember him?
Tupac
Played by Leon.
Good movie.
Or Just Leon, now that's his name.
Great soundtrack.
That dude, he dropped 40. He dropped 40
Shep.
at a pro rap.
Yeah.
Busting Kendrick Nunn's ass.
Oh,
and Bam.
Take that, Bam.
That was
Wait, even though we're still teammates.
That was Wildcat brother versus brother.
Blue blood, thicker than water.
Yeah, not anymore.
LA Dodgers, they retired Fernando Valenzuela's at number 34 last night. Is that something or nothing?
Absolutely something.
Huge,
Absolutely
man.
something.
In the LA community, that is absolutely huge. What a great story, too. Have you ever seen that? I'm sure you have. The 30 for 30 on Fernando Valenzuela?
Yes.
Wow. Basically living in a hut in Mexico. Comes out, starts throwing blind balls, and is just an absolute phenomenon. Congratulations. Lost a lot of weight, too.
Cut my cousin. Cousin. We have I have something for you.
Oh, good.
Friend Jessie Pagula.
Oh, we love her.
She won. She beat number 1.
Yes.
Thank you to our boy in the 954. She said he texted Jessie wins. She beat number 1. So congratulations to her.
We absolutely love Jessica Pagula because of a lot of things. Number one, she's extremely hardworking. She's super talented. She seems like she's a great person, and she is from money. But that does not stop her from working hard. She could easily rest on her laurels because her dad owns the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres. But nah, she's out there busting it every single day. She can always come on this show. Vlad, we'll take her out to eat. We'll take her out to drink. We'll have a good time.
Yeah. Beat the top seed Iga
Swiatek. Iga Swiatek. Iga's Bagels. She doesn't like that. Don't say that anymore. She don't like that.
Yeah, she beat her in
stop shutting people out, Iga.
In the semis. Going to the finals tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about. She never won a final, or at least a big time final. So it'll be cool. Jordan Love, he was impressive for Green Bay in their big win over. No, when I say big win, large win over Cincinnati.
It's nothing.
Okay, you don't want to hear the numbers?
I saw the numbers. It's nothing. Okay. It's preseason. And the Bengals weren't playing their major guys. Come on.
I got some hip hop for you, Vlad, because I know you're a hip hop head, just
like
me.
Happy birthday, hip hop. Yesterday was his 50th birthday.
50th birthday.
Shout out to hip hop.
You and I will be at the soiree later for sure. Hip Hop Treasures is set to debut tonight on A&E. The first episode going to track down the bad boy jersey that Biggie wore.
The yellow one?
During the Juicy video.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wow.
And they're tracking it all down so they can put it in the Universal Hip Hop Museum. Do you know where the Universal Hip Hop Museum is, Vlad?
Should be in the Bronx.
You got it, baby, in the Bronx. Is that something or nothing?
That's absolutely something. Wow, the bad boy Smalls jersey, 72.
Wow. Hip hop.
Wow.
This hip hop thing's gonna stick around.
I got
man.
some white and black. I got some taxi Jordans that goes with that. I might have to cop this.
You might.
But they're looking for the original one, the one that Biggie wore in the front
video, in the Juicy video.
In the Juicy video,
wow. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
Yes, Salt and Pepper, Heavy D up in the limousine. Yes.
Oh man, that's such a great jam, man. Speaking of hip hop, Tory Lanez refuses to apologize for shooting Megan Thee Stallion.
Wait a minute. Oh,
he's getting locked up for 10 years. Now, first of all, I had no idea somebody shot Megan Thee Stallion. Second of all, 10 years. Third of all, Tory Lanez. There you go, Vlad. Something or nothing.
Listen, it's something. Tory's always claimed as innocent. There's a lot of craziness about this story. But obviously something happened to Meg. Nobody should be shooting a young lady.
No, at anybody.
And nobody should be shooting at a young lady. Whatever happened, the people know what happened. It's unfortunate. And if he's at fault, that's the consequence, man. That's the punishment. But clearly he's claiming innocence. He's still claiming his innocence. So I don't know if people want. It's kind of hard to apologize for something if you don't think you did anything.
That's true. I think Tory Lanez is saying it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
No. We're not putting Biggie and Tory Lanez together. No.
Last but not least, because we're running out of time, a man levels with his wife and says that he does not feel the best about her postpartum body. Something or nothing.
Yeah, that's something unfortunate for him. He's about to get smacked up. She's about to get locked up. They won't let her out.
Oh man, now your wife and your kid are gonna hate you because she ain't gonna let them love you or love you. We got an extended version of Sports Day, so we're gonna come back and who knows what we're gonna talk about next on 560 WQAM. Oh. 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 Feel it.
Oh, you can start talking, man.
Oh
Stop listening
man,
to Biggie, man.
I'm into this, man.
Jeez,
I was
man.
gonna let it play out, baby. God, juicy. That's so juicy, man. Street poet, knowing it. That was great, man. Oh man, we got to get that juicy jersey, man. That juicy Biggie jersey from the bad boy, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Oh, extended version of Sports Day today. For what reason? I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know why.
Vlad and I tried to do the math off the air of why we're doing 20, 30 extra minutes, but there's no reason.
We're leading in. We're leading in
to like the Dallas Cowboys.
To the Dallas Cowboys, Jacksonville Jaguars preseason opener. Ooh. Oh my. Thrilling. You're not gonna see all right.
Yeah, you get the Jaguars and the Cowboys.
Yeah, you what? Trevor Lawrence for like a series.
You get
Dak
that?
Prescott maybe throws an interception for a series.
Do you think you get Trevor Lawrence? I'm sorry. Do you think Trevor Lawrence is a top flight quarterback in this league? You think this is the year he really turns the corner even more so and is just like solidifies himself? I like him.
I like Trevor. I love what's his name? What they call him? From the kid from remember the Titans? Sunshine.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Sunshine.
I like Sunshine.
I like him. I think he's a good quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence is good, but let's see. First year we gave him a pass because of the whole Urban Meyer.
Terrible. Second year?
Yeah. Second year he went to the won the division and
won a playoff game.
Won a playoff game after Justin Herbert after throwing for 4 interceptions.
Fell apart.
So let's see. Let's see if he goes up in trajectory. If he's still taking the steps, they should be the favorite to win the AFC South this year. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be they have the weapons. Calvin Ridley, you could bet on him having a good season.
Hey! Watch the jokes.
I mean, he's going to ball out, man.
Watch the jokes.
This guy's going to ball out. He's going to definitely going to cash in
put his money on the table and just
absolutely
go for broke.
He's going to go for broke, cash in his chips. Go
ahead. Just
keep on. No, Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk, the guy that opened the wide receiver market for big contracts when he got $18 million. They got weapons. Second year with under Dougie P. Yeah, I like Jacksonville, but
watch out, CJ Stroud.
He stunk. He stunk. Did you see him against the Patriots?
I know. He went 2 for 4.
Oh, Jesus. He was terrible.
Should have seen Mike White and Skylar Thompson yesterday. Not much better.
But it's preseason football.
Who cares?
It's preseason football. Jaguars should win the division. Let's see. I think, but if you low key, if you want to put good money on a good bet, Trevor take chances on Trevor Lawrence winning the MVP.
I would probably get some good odds on that. And if he balls out,
because he's in a division, if they live up to the expectations, they should win that division pretty handedly.
Yeah, they definitely should do that. Yeah, should be interesting. Gonna be interesting. Oh, Vlad, what you got going tonight? I know you're working nonstop for the next month, but
well, if you want to enjoy some comedy, come out to Dania Beach Improv and come listen to Kelsey Cook. She's a beautiful, talented, funny comedian. She's really funny. Like low-key, I usually don't think a lot of these YouTube
I love
comedians that
love
just
the TikTok
pop up.
YouTube guys.
Yeah, but now she's really funny. So it's a good time. Come out. There's tickets available. Check out DaniaImprov.com. And it's a nice night to take your lady out for a date and laughs and food.
If you go out to drinks. Dania Improv and you see Vlad drop a stack, a sack, take care of my man.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah. I love my cousin. Thank you, man. Yeah, always take care of Vlad.
Yeah, we took care of you a little bit earlier. I went to Jensen's liquor store. Manny and Don Julio dropped about a little something off for all of his hard work. Very nice, very nice. Tonight, man.
What are you doing?
Titanic. I'm actually hitting up the Grove tonight. I'm gonna go to Titanic. I had a friend from he's been in Puerto Rico the past couple of months. His name's Andres. He's originally from Venezuela. He's like, hey brother, anyway, you can go to Bob's Your Uncle tonight. And I live directly behind Bob's Your Uncle, so I might do a little early Bob's Your Uncle, my neighborhood dive bar. Hit up Titanic. Then going to a place called Monty's in the Grove. There's supposed to be a DJ spinning and some drinks. And then I'm going to get some Italian food at a place called Strata in the Grove. Have you ever been to Strata? Seems like everybody knows about Strata.
I don't think so.
Okay. It's one of the places in the Grove. It's an Italian place. Really good. Like the other time we went, big portions, great food, big prices. You know me, man.
Bro, I would love to have a life again.
Yeah, no, we're in that point right now where our lives are starting to slip away.
Dude, remember how much we were bitching, complaining during the postseason?
It was a crazy time.
It was crazy time
with the Heat, with the Panthers,
right? And it was like, we were happy. Okay, everything was over, dude. July and August seemed like July went by fast, and August seems like it's going by fast. Before you know it, Canes football is gonna start, Dolphins football is gonna start, and the Heat gonna be in training camp, and the Panthers will be hitting the ice again.
That's true. That's gonna be. The Marlins are gonna be in the postseason. It's gonna be great.
All right.
Inter Miami's gonna keep playing. They're
going. Inter Miami's gonna keep winning.
Leagues Cup.
Messi's gonna keep scoring.
The US Open Cup. Yep. Just never ends, man. Never
I have a
ends.
question for you though.
Yes. Do you?
You think you're slick?
What did I do?
You broke up with your girl.
I did not break up with my girl.
You haven't mentioned her. You haven't said you mentioned her, but you haven't mentioned her by name. You usually said my girl.
I know my mom, Big Lynn, called me the other day. She goes, I see you're having relationship problems.
You didn't. Yeah, you thought I was gonna let that go. I would save that. I saved the best for last.
Yeah, I know.
You haven't mentioned the Marlins as your girl. Look at you. You're not claiming anymore.
Taking a break, man.
You took the ring off, huh?
No, we're still cool.
Yeah, you swimming all right. You swimming back in the single pool again, huh?
No. I just, I'm just out there, I love her. It's just sometimes if you love something, you got to just let it go. And if it comes back to you, then it's true love. I think they win today. I do think my girl, we get right tonight. And I said psychologically.
Your girl's easy hit ups right now for me.
Psychologically, I can't take getting to 500, man. Like that kind of that's like, you draw a line in your relationship where if this ever happens, there's going to be some serious repercussions. I said, if we get to 500, this relationship is going to be seriously questioned. And we're getting close to that point. And I'm starting to question my relationship and my love for the Marlins. I still love them. I just don't know how much longer I can take this, man. And the relief pitching, even when they were down last night, was terrible. They're giving up 2 runs in the 9th just for no reason.
Nasty.
And man, why not pile on Luis Arias? I mean, come on, man. Can I get a 4-for-4 night, man? He's all the way down to 240 or 2. He's batting 360. No, wait, where is he at? 366 right now. A lot of people are saying, what do you mean? That's awesome. I understand it's awesome, but I mean, I want that 400, man. I know what our relationship is capable of, and it's just not going there right now. I'm frustrated, Vlad. I'm frustrated. I was going to say something that I shouldn't say, so I'm not going to say it. I'm frustrated. I'm not going to say anything more than I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated, man. The Dolphins scored 3 points.
Messi scored 1.
Messi only scored 1. He had an off game last night. Who cares if we won 4-0? Messi only scored a goal. Marlins lost to the Yankees. I know there's.
Did anybody really answer our question from earlier about the Messi?
Oh
no, not Alaska.
Oh, if Messi, are you more? If you go to a game, are you more about the team or more about Messi? Basically,
yeah.
I think we know the answer to that for most people.
They're upset if he scores 1 goal. If they'll be upset if he scores no goal.
If he's a non-factor,
and they win.
If he's a non-factor in a win, but if he could score a hat trick or even 4 goals, but they still get blown out 6-4. You still leave pretty satisfied at the end of the night. We saw Messi score 4 goals. Well, it's historic. Great time. Did want to mention something to you real quick. Oh, okay. So 772 just mentioned Monty's is fire. So when I go to
Fuego,
my wallet's gonna be on fire. I know that, Vlad.
They don't got vegan food there, do they?
We're not eating there. We're going to
okay. Look
Strata.
At you. That's a vegan spot?
Nah, it's not vegan.
But they got vegan food there?
They got vegetarian options, I'm sure. I mean, I do know for sure vegetarian, but yeah, it's not straight up. Yeah, Monty's, you can pull a boat up there. And I did hear somebody yesterday in line while waiting to get my passes that they had an event or something. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but I might try to slide in on that company's tab, No, you don't.
I'm just trying to figure out the company.
Oh, it was something I never heard of. It had three letters, initials, and something like that. I don't know. I'll probably hopefully see the guy.
WWE.
Be like, yo, bro, what's up, man? Remember yesterday? Oh yeah, we're at the Dolphins. Yeah. I'll have
NBA.
I'll have 4 Negro Modelos, please. Thank you very much. I'll see you
NFL.
later. I wish, man. No. Oh man. So Marlins are about to get underway. We got some.
They're underway right now.
Okay,
we're in the bottom of the first.
Bottom of the first.
Jazz Chisholm, RBI single.
No,
Yankees
that's
are
not an
you.
RBI.
No, I mean not RBI single. I'm sorry, leadoff single. Michael King is on the mound for the Yankees as Nestor Cortez went back on the injured list. And I hate the IL. I liked it when it was called the disabled list.
DL. Keep it on the DL, baby.
Even though they weren't DL. Yeah, no, I mean nobody says keep it on the DL no more.
Okay.
Keep it on the EL.
They're wearing the Sugar Kings jerseys.
They're wearing the Sugar Kings jerseys.
Does that mean they get a win?
Yeah, Yankees are doing pitcher by committee in this start.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
Because of the Nestor Cortez injury.
Oh, I do like the pitcher by committee. A lot of people say they hate it. I like it. Because every like 2 or 3 innings, you're going to see somebody new get in there and start whipping it around. It's interesting. If you do, and I might actually stick around for this for a little while before I go out tonight, here at the radio station.
What's going on?
There is going to be a local show at our
word?
performance space, which you can actually purchase a ticket and go to. It's here at the Odyssey/Citadel building in.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
A little bit. It's like 7 or 8 local bands. I mean, these are people from Miami playing here in Miami. It's local artists that are playing. I know Werewolves, one of the bands that's playing. So I might stick around, try to catch a little bit of that before I go out tonight, because I always try to support local music, local arts, local everything like that. But then again, you got the comedy over at Dania, which is not local, but it's a local business. So that's always really cool and great.
Yeah, man. Come check out this, the host, come check out the host, the feature, and the headliner. So that's going to be
the headliner.
Laz Diaz. Luis Diaz. I call him Laz, but Luis Diaz is the host.
Great guy.
Tommy Freeman will be the feature, and the headline is Kelsey Cook.
Kelsey Cook. All right. Got it going on, man. Gonna try to check it all out. So let's see. Do we have anything super great tonight other than preseason football? And the Marlins are already playing right now. I do predict the Marlins are going to win. So let's get that going. It's because they're wearing the Sugar Kings jersey. And like I said earlier, Vlad, I just don't think New York is good enough to sweep us. That's my only reasoning.
I need a sweep.
Matthew Tkachuk being considered for the cover of EA Sports NHL 24.
Don't do it
that today.
So what happened to Jazz?
Yeah, no, it happened. No, not good. Not good. Tyler Hero. Oh, did Luis Arise just hit a bomb? See, he heard us. He heard us talking noise. 2-run bomb by Luis Arise.
Yeah, we were ripping him earlier.
2 people who listen: Paul Maurice, Luis Arise. We talk, they listen. Although, wouldn't that be awesome if Luis Arise really was like on the Odyssey app in the dugout, and he was like, "Oh, I'll show those 2. Give me a bat."
Yeah, we were ripping him.
He answered, man. A home run, no doubt, too. So there you go.
That's good because he was batting 366.
Getting low, man. Getting low. So now we're back up to 367.
Met fans.
Yeah.
There's some nasty work going on at Citi Field right now.
Have you checked the score? 1 or something like that?
They're losing to the Falcons. I'm sorry, the Braves, 21-3.
If you're a Mets fan, this season can't end.
That has been
enough.
Look, baseball in New York City has been just been horrible. But the Mets, my gosh,
get a clue.
21-3 to the Braves. Like, I know the Braves have the Marlins number, but at least the Marlins put up a fight.
That's
Jesus.
just embarrassing.
21-3.
That's a team that started this season with the highest payroll ever.
And some of the biggest expectations, man.
Well, when you have the highest payroll ever in Major League Baseball, you should be expected to do something, not be 25 games out of first place and losing to that team by 25 runs.
They gave up 8 runs in the 9th inning.
Ooh, late runs. They checked out a little too early, if you ask me.
Bro, after the 7th inning, the Braves have scored 12. The Braves have scored 10 runs after the 7th inning.
Oh, man. That's good to be a Marlins fan. I'll tell you that much. It is good to be a Marlins fan. Oh, goodness. Tomorrow, we're going to do it. Noon to 2, Vlad. Noon to 4. Noon to 4. Our regular time. After that, who knows what's going to happen with this landscape of college football in college sports and pro football. And when I say what's going to happen to the landscape, you and I, man, we don't know where we're going to be over the next couple of weeks, but we're going to be here. Hit us up on social media at Vlad2078. It's a private account though, so kind of got to slip through that. And then
I'll take a look at it.
At Dan Day Radio, you hit me up. And we also post some of the highlights on the YouTube page. That is 560 WQAM. Other than that, not too much. I'm trying to think if we've done. You didn't mention any of the new imaging that we had on the YouTube page today. I've had to redo everything. I spent like 5 hours this week doing things.
I see that. I saw the Miami. I saw the new Get Money. Backdrop.
Yeah. So Jimmy Menthol's got here 45 minutes early to knock some things out.
And by the way, there's no way for Jimmy Menthols to watch the game. That's the other thing. That's what makes it even worse.
Listen to it. You get to listen to an out-of-market game.
But you're listening to like some electrician in the next 2 weeks. Some plumber, some guy who's probably going to be a bouncer at Fountain at Live, or at Scarlett's, or Tootsie.
I'll tell you,
or
this.
Cheetahs, or anything that we sponsor. any adult establishment that we have an in with.
Touch them all is what I say. Touch them all.
By the way, contact Dan and I. We would like to. To visit your premise.
This is hang. Come on.
Maybe want to do a show there.
I'm down.
Talk to the patrons.
That's it. I'm a man of the people.
And the customers.
We're a man of the people, patrons, customers, clientele,
dancers,
service industry workers. Yeah. Employees, as we like to say. Okay. Well, look, you need local live radio. We don't take weekends off. Vlad and I will be here tomorrow from noon to 4 here on Sports Day, 560 WQAM. Later,
fools.